Oldham as well. Why would you turn York City around if they've won the toss? Because they're going to be shooting towards their fans in the second half of this game.
Yeah, they'll want exactly the same reasons. It makes for a good. It's perfect, isn't it? You know, both teams get to shoot in the second half towards their own fans. Fantastic. And Lee, hands off. Oldham, they've brought a massive crowd as well. They're adding to the atmosphere as well, David. This is all set up to be a cracker. Let's hope the two teams can do that.
So although they're calling it a sellout, there is a whole block of the West Stand that is empty for segregation purposes. The block in the far right-hand corner, where the Oldham fans are supposed to be, underneath the scoreboard, is also empty. I imagine that's in case they find Oldham fans in other parts of the ground and they've got somewhere to move them. And the block of the North Stand, in between the East Stand that houses York City supporters and the North Stand that holds the Oldham fans, is also only half full. So they clearly haven't sold all of the away seats because they want to keep some spare. The game's underway and Oldham go all the way back to their goalkeeper Hudson, who clears downfield on this left-hand side, looking for Fondup. City win the first header clear though. It comes back, long ball over the top. Joe Felix is going to shepherd that ball behind. He's hoping it's going to go behind for a goal kick. It doesn't. He has to give it back to his goalkeeper Harrison Mayle, and he puts that into touch for a throw-in by the corner flag to the away team. So Oldham on the attack from the off. And it's 0-0 here on BBC Radio York, and the former York City fullback Mark Kitchen gets ready to take this throw-in. He goes short, into midfield it goes, then it's intercepted by Loamba, but his touch lets him down, and it goes back into touch on halfway. Tom Pett is the man who wears the captain's armband today for the away team, with Tom Conlon not available to Mickey Mellon's side. They have it by the corner flag from this throw-in. Back it goes to Kitchen. Kitchen tries to come in field, has to go back to Pett. Pett's cross is blocked to the edge of the area, finds Fondup. He's allowed to turn, plays it to the number 27, who runs in. Had a shot goal there, Ollie Hammond, but it's high and it's wide. But that was half a chance for the away team, Ian Dunn.
I think that's a better chance than he will have imagined, Hammond, there, because it basically sat up really nice for him. He just wasn't ready to strike.
So it's Caprice at right back. It's Fondup through the centre. It's almost a 4-1-4-1 here for Oldham, with Doug Chegbullen playing on this left-hand side of the four. Jürgen Nathan in the centre. Felix, that ball goes over his head. Fagan Walcott's there covering for York City, and he puts that into touch for another Oldham throw. It's a good start here from the away team. Still 0-0, BBC Radio York, 90 seconds gone. And Kitchen gets ready to take another long throw into that York City box if he wants to.
It's interesting how quick a start Oldham have gone. Mickey Mellon's no mug. He will have realised that City like to get off to quick starts. He's basically fighting fire with fire here.
Pett to Kitchen. Kitchen tries to lift it over the top, looking for Jürgen Nathan. He can't get there. The man who's on loan from Barnsley, and that is a goal kick, well shepherded out of play by Joe Felix, with Yorkie orchestrating the south stand behind Harrison Mayle in his all yellow kit. We'll try and keep you up to date with what's going on with Barnet throughout the afternoon.
I wonder if you see grounds on TV when clearly the message has got across to fans who are listening on the radio, and if Barnet were to concede early today, that'll get round.
Forward to Pearce. Pearce tries to give it to Loamba. Loamba caught on his heels though, and Kitchen nips in front of him to win it back for the away team. He goes back to his centre back Sutton, and Sutton gives it back to his goalkeeper Matthew Hudson. Hudson, go on Ian, what colour's that? Goalkeeper's kit?
Oh, that's a definite lime green, isn't it?
I would have gone with lime green as well, so I'll give you that one.
Yeah, I'll have that one.
Long ball down to this left hand side for Chegbullen. He comes into midfield, gets it past Hunt across to the far side of the field to Caprice. Caprice goes back to Sutton. Longest serving player has come through the Oldham Academy is Will Sutton. He gives it alongside to Sean Hobson. That's a bit of a long punt downfield though, onto the head of Adam Crooks. He heads it clear into midfield. City just struggling to get a foothold in this game in the opening stages. That far side of the field, Nathaniel George in a bit of a tussle, but he comes out second best, then he pulls the older man back. He goes to ground. That could be a booking for Nathaniel George. So he pulled Fondup, it's quite clear. The referee might just have a quiet word with him and he might get away with that because of the early nature of that foul, but ordinarily that's a yellow card.
In the 60th minute he gets a yellow card, doesn't he? I'm glad he hasn't. It's good for the game, but that's the inconsistencies that referees worry about. Because if Nathaniel George goes and scores a goal, and should be, you know what I mean, don't you? The way that football works. Let's hope Nathaniel George does go and score a goal. Yeah,
it's a nailed-on yellow card.
Yeah,
any day of the week is that.
Yeah,
the referee's had 2 words with Nathaniel George, but he hasn't booked him.
Any minute in the second half, he gets a yellow card.
Now this is where the danger's from. Pett's over it. They like a set-piece goal with a big Mike Fondup lurking around at the back post here.
And Fagan Walcott's marking him. He's not touch tight.
So Pett about to take it. The man on loan from Cheltenham Town. And it comes now to the near post, flicks off the Oldham man, then it comes off Armstrong. They win the second ball to Oldham. Crooks can't clear his lines. Callum Howe can with a big up and under. Howe, let's have it. It goes back to halfway and it falls to Caprice. He might be someone they can target here today, Jake Caprice, playing out of position at right back. Likes to get forward. He might have to do quite a bit of defending here at the LNR this afternoon. Back it goes to Kitchen. Kitchen once more infield to Evans. Now it's sent forward down this left-hand side. Poor ball forward from Pett, and it goes behind for a goal kick. And hopefully York City can try and get their foot on the ball and string a few passes together, Ian Dunn.
Yeah, it feels like they need to have a few minutes of sort of good ball possession, because Oldham have certainly set off at a quick pace here. I'm not sure if it's caught City out. They'll have been expecting it, but they do look on the back foot at the moment, City.
Mail, as the rain continues to fall.
It'll be good for the pitch, the rain. You know, the little bit of greasiness on top, that'll help City, I think.
Yeah, it's not heavy, it's just drizzle, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you can see it falling down in front of us.
Give the pitch some zip.
Harrogate Town 0-0. Scarborough Athletic in the early kick-off beating Darlington by a goal to 0. Their final home game of the season. The National North season finishes at the weekend. Scarborough on the road for that final game. Crooks. Nathaniel George gives it to Armstrong. Back it goes to Crooks. Adam Hinshelwood on the edge of his technical area. In fact, just outside his technical area in his red cap and black coat. Mail has it, but gives it to Fagan Walcott. Early kick-off in the National League. Woking beating Aldershot 3-0. It was 3-0 after, I think, 18 minutes. They absolutely battered Aldershot in that first half.
Make sure Aldershot
a little bit of revenge for the FA Trophy semi-final. Long ball forward, shoulder to shoulder as Armstrong goes down. The referee's right. No free kick given. And Oldham try and play out from the back with Sutton. Gives it to Caprice. Caprice goes back to his goalkeeper, to Hudson. Hudson out to the right-hand side once more to Sutton, under pressure from Pearce, but he gets away from Pearce and plays it down the line. That's overhit. And Callum Howe will get there and goes back to his goalkeeper once more. 0-0, 6.5 minutes gone. Mail lays it off to Fagan Walcott on the right-hand side of the defence. Fagan Walcott's got room to come forward up to halfway, gets past Yoga Nathan, plays it infield to Pearce, who's dropped deep. He gives it to Batty. Now back to Fagan Walcott. Fagan Walcott round the corner to Felix, takes a nick off an Oldham man. That'll be a York City throw-in on halfway. Referee just making sure that Joe Felix takes it from the right position. He takes it now to Fagan Walcott. Infield it goes once more to Callum Howe. Has Crooks available if he wants him on the left-hand side, but he just slows the play down, puts his foot on top of the ball, back to walking pace. Good ball forward from Fagan Walcott, just couldn't find Pearce. The ball's played back to the goalkeeper, who clears first time down the centre of the field. Crooks, good header back to his goalkeeper from the man who comes in for Cam John today.
Just feels like City have taken that early Oldham sting out. They've had a little bit more of the ball and they're trying to find Ollie Pearce with that through ball from Fagan Walcott.
Couple of early goals in the National League, both away from home. Sutton 0, Boston United 1. They could ensure their survival today. Quite remarkable, really, what Boston have done in this second half of the season. And Maidenhead 1 up at Wealdstone, which will really drag Wealdstone into the mix with a couple of games to go. Fagan Walcott. Back it goes to Batty. Batty. We forgot that you were here, sing the Oldham supporters. Barnet have taken the lead at Sutton United. 1-0 is the scoreline down there. Goal in the 7th minute. We'll let you know who scored that in just a second. But Barnet with an early lead at Sutton United. Crooks to the left-hand side to Felix. Felix comes in for... Armstrong, who comes in field and gives it to Fagan Walcott. Felix is out on this right-hand side, available if Luamba wants to find him. No, he goes in field to Batty. Forward to Pearce on the stretch. He manages to control it well. Now City have some space to come forward on the left with Crooks. He tries to feed it through. It's a poor ball from Crooks, and everyone points to him saying, why didn't you give it out to Nathaniel George? He was in acres of space, Ian Dunn.
Yeah, Nathaniel George was in acres of space, and I think Crooks had the feeling that Armstrong was making that run in behind the Oldham centre-back. He didn't make the run, simple as that, and Crooks ends up looking a little bit foolish. But yeah, I think the best option there was to go out wide and start keep the attack flowing.
You're glad you brought your coat now, aren't you, today?
I am. My word, it's not the warmest Easter Monday.
Certainly not. Fagan Walcott. Batty sends it forward, looking for Luamba. Headed across by Hobson on this near side. The former Southend defender, and kept in play and sent forward by Oldham. And they drop it into midfield for Evans, a little barge in the back of him. The referee didn't spot it. It should really be in a foul there on halfway to Oldham. Instead, York City have a throw in deep inside their own half. 0-0. Solihull have equalised against Boston United. The big scoreline is Barnet leading by a goal to 0 at Sutton. Fagan Walcott lofts it forward into midfield. Pearce does well to bring it under control and turns away from his man, but then his control lets him down. He apologises as it comes into touch on this near side for an Oldham throw directly in front of us. Evans with mud up all at the back of his white shirt.
You thought they'd have washed it before today, wouldn't you?
Leaves it for Kitchen. One appearance for York City. A 5-1 debacle against Accrington at Bootham Crescent all those years ago under Jackie McNamara for Mark Kitchen. Placed in that York City side by Femi Ilasanmi. Didn't get much better when Femi took over. Fingers crossed, those days are long gone.
It's the good old days, eh?
Well, they were a Football League club at that point.
Yeah.
Crooks. Back to Howe. Now we're back again to Adam Crooks on the far side of the field. Howe once more having their own game, those two. Cross now to Fagan Walcott. City still really not got started. 10 minutes gone, 0-0. Felix. Neither goalkeeper having anything to do so far. Mail. It's a more of a confident start, you'd have to say, from the away team. And Jürgen Nathan definitely playing a little bit further forward to try and help out Mike Fondup for the away team. Almost a 4-4-2 at the minute, Ian.
Yes, that was one of the formations that our colleagues had suggested it could be.
Down the left-hand side to Hunt. Feels that it's gone out of play. The flag stays down. Hunt comes in field. Sends a nice crossfield ball across to Luamba, and he took his eye off it, did the former Oldham man. Goes under his foot and into touch on this near side for an Oldham throw in deep inside their own half.
Yeah, that for straight Adam Hinshelwood there. It's a lovely ball from Hunt. Luamba, just get it, bring it under control. Bring it under control. I think he thought about what he was going to do with it under control before actually having it under control.
Big goal for Altrincham, one up at Halifax Town as they try and close that gap up towards the playoffs. Throw in down the line. City win it back and Howe sends it forward. Kitchen lets it bounce. Hobson comes across under pressure from Luamba. Clears down the line. Fondup gets his header all wrong, and then he tries to blame the defender, saying, "No, I didn't want it there on my head," as it went off in a completely different angle to what he wanted.
Proper 50p head.
It was, wasn't it? Fagan Walcott. Is the difference in 50p and 20p? Fagan Walcott back to Howe. To the left hand side, a bit of a lull in the atmosphere for a couple of moments. Now across to Nathaniel George. Gets on his bike down that left hand side. Comes infield past Hammond. And turns in one way then the other. Still got it as Nathaniel George. Armstrong back to Crooks. Crooks to Howe. Across to Fagan Walcott. Oldham, everyone back behind the ball. Fagan Walcott then decides to come forward. Through to Luamba. A little bit pocket of space for Luamba to work in. He gives it to Hunt. Now there's some space on the left as they move it across to Nathaniel George once more. He's going to run at Caprice up towards the edge of the penalty area. Still got it as Nathaniel George. Into the box he goes. Lays it off back to the edge of the box to Crooks. Back to Nathaniel George. He's under pressure now from Caprice on that far side. Then he goes to ground and the referee gives the free kick to York City. Slightly soft, right in front of the Oldham fans.
Yeah, he's got away with that, Nathaniel George, because actually City are in real good bit of possession of the ball there, and he just made the wrong decision twice. He tried to beat his man, turned back, and the pass to Crooks, I think was expecting Crooks to put it in first time, but it was a bobbler, so he couldn't. So,
Gary Brabin didn't like the decision. The Oldham Athletic assistant manager down there in his shorts.
Gary Brabin, eh?
Yeah.
Been around.
He has history against York City from his time at Luton Town. So City have the free kick. Batty's over it. Everyone in the box for City, bar Hunt and Felix. Oldham have sent everyone back into their own penalty area. What can Dan Batty produce here from the free kick? In it comes now. Into the middle. Comes off an Oldham man across this near side of the field, and then Oldham man falls at Jürgen Nathan in the penalty area. He slipped, but he still manages to get up and play it out really well onto this left hand side, and it falls back to Kitchen. He goes in field to Pett, and Oldham will clear through the centre of the field, moving it across that right hand side. Caprice marching forward. Can he get on the end of that? It's a foot race between him and Nathaniel George. Caprice does really well actually. He's got men in the middle, and his hamstring's just gone. Jake Caprice, as he got there, he did really, really well. And now he's done his hamstring, and I think that'll be the end of the afternoon for Jake Caprice.
Yeah, do you know what? footballer's worst, almost annoying injury. When you open your legs, go for a sprint, and that hamstring go, you know straight away it's gone.
Well, it is at this stage of the season, because that's probably his season over and done with.
Yeah.
He's just not even coming back on. He's just wandering around behind the goal, and he's going to wander all the way around to this side.
His manager been happy. He should have stayed on the pitch and gone down.
He should have stayed on. Now he's been told to stay off, and they're going to have to play with 10 men while they get sorted. Brabham's not happy.
He can't come back on.
Well, the referee's allowed him, and now he's saying you can go down. But City have possession, and they should keep possession and keep playing it until the ball goes dead. As Caprice tries to get McConnell, he's going to have to run.
I'm feeling his pain. Go down.
He can't.
Go down.
He's been told to go down by the bench. But the referee can't just stop play here with City. He's saying, you've got to play on. He's saying, the referee's saying, play on. Hunt, keep going, York City. Across to Howe. They've chosen to do this, Oldham.
Yeah, well done, referee.
Howe, across to Crooks. To the left-hand side, it goes to Armstrong. Armstrong comes in field. He's been told by the York City players to put the ball out into touch, but City don't need to.
No.
Hunt's going to. Too kind, Alex Hunt. You are too kind, because that won't be reciprocated.
No, and he didn't need to. Shaking his hand. It's sportsmanlike, I suppose. We weren't going anywhere.
Well, but Gary Brabham, to be fair to him, has come across to Gary Elphick and shook hands with him for the sportsman.
Yeah.
For Alex Hunt and the sportsman-like reaction there. And Raglan, who needed a rest, is now coming on. He's gone down again, as Caprice.
Well, he knows that the sub needs to warm up and get ready. Give Oldham a couple of minutes to get themselves sorted. I don't know. It's one of those things that it can wind you up or not.
So Raglan's going to come on. So they're going to have the 3 centre-backs on now. Are they going to change formation back to what they know?
They might have to. They've got a lot of defenders on the pitch at that point.
It's going to be interesting to see if they do, or if one of them, the 3 centre-backs, is going to go and play it right back here. Well, that's taken an almighty time. So Halifax trailing Altrincham by a goal to the still goalless between Forest Green and Tamworth. Barnett's still a goal up at Sutton United. It was Shelton, the midfielder, who got the goal for Barnet. Raglan will eventually now come on. So Raglan is going centre-back. They're staying with a 4.
Number 16, Charlie Raglan, replacing 20, Jake Caprice.
Who's that who's gone across the far side? Who is that? It's Ollie Hammond, I think, isn't it, Ian?
Hold on,
21 or 27 over there.
Yeah.
21. It's Will Sutton, isn't it? So Sutton's gone to right back.
I'm hoping Oldham put this back with it and don't put Harrison Mail under any pressure here. Yeah, they have done.
They have, yeah. Check Billam. Throws the ball to Mail. So Will Sutton's gone to right back. Raglan is going to play at centre half. City have it at the back. 0-0 it remains. Early change though for Oldham Athletic with Jake Caprice doing his hamstring. And Josh Stones, you can hear the crowd singing his name. He gets up to warm up for the first time this afternoon alongside Tyrese Sinclair, who's still got that hair perfectly. Manicure your hairs. They got him around the back here. Unger Nathan on this near side pulled it well across goal, tight angle. Should have pulled it back into the middle.
See, purely hypothetical. What if they score from that goal? From us giving the ball back to them. That's where it's It
was still our mistake, wasn't it, to lose possession?
It was, but
right.
From that passage of play could have come a goal, and we'd feel very hard done by.
Well, it didn't.
Really, Alex Hunt should have put the ball out for a throw in right at the bottom corner of the pitch.
Unger Nathan should have passed that really, rather than having a shot, shouldn't he? Because it was a really, really tight angle across Harrison Mail, and he pulled it well wide of goal. City have it at the back then with Crooks on the left-hand side. To Howe. Still, City haven't really got started here today. 18 minutes gone. York City 0, Oldham Athletic 0. Fagan Walcott on this right-hand side. Ball over the top looking for Pearce. Headed clear by Hobson into midfield, and his hands in the back of the Oldham man by Marvin Armstrong. And that's a free kick. Just look a little bit disjointed, don't the City so far?
Yeah, that are a little bit frustrated that they haven't been able to get on the ball as much as maybe they'd expect to in the first 10, 15, 20 minutes. I think that's, kudos to Oldham. They've managed to have a real go at City and put us on our back foot a little bit.
So Hobson's over it. Long diagonal ball forward from the free kick. Overhit. Fondup doesn't even make an effort to go for it. Callum Howe's hoping to see this behind, and he does. Under pressure from Hammond. And it'll be a goal kick. 0-0 it remains. Harrogate Town still goalless as well with Fleetwood Town. That's on DAB if you want commentary of that one. Still not mathematically certain of survival yet, Harrogate Town, but you'd expect them to be with just a couple of weeks of the season left. Long ball downfield from Mail, down the centre of the field, headed clear by Oldham. Now City pick it up with Pearce. He gives it to Nathaniel George on the left. Crooks provides the overlapping run, but it's at walking pace. Back it goes to Nathaniel George. Nathaniel George now comes in field, gets past his man, sends it to Pearce, who's dropped deep into that little hole, and he turns and plays it back to Fagan Walcott. Not many gaps for City to play in so far this afternoon. Fagan Walcott to Felix. Now to Batty. Hunt. Again it goes back to Dan Batty. To this right hand side to Felix. Round the corner to Fagan Walcott, who's still forward, but Oldham win the ball back through Pett. Then Luamba tackles him, and Luamba's been penalised by the linesman on this near side. Slightly unfortunate, and the free kick's given to Oldham Athletic. It stays 0-0, almost the halfway point of this first half.
Yeah, it was a soft free kick to give away, I think. I'm not sure Julian Luamba actually did anything wrong.
He's the one change I'm slightly surprised about. I feel a little bit sorry for Lewis Richardson actually having to sit this one out so far. I know he came on and scored, and Oldham were his former side, but I've been really impressed with Lewis Richardson the last couple of weeks.
I agree. He's been super player. I just wonder if he maybe needed a rest. Young legs. Shouldn't do, really, but...
Kitchen to Fondup. Fondup gives it back to Kitchen, halfway inside the York City half. Now it's forward to Pett. Pett can burst forward. This left-hand side, that's a poor ball, though, so tries to give it to Fondup. Kitchen trying to say I was fouled off the ball, but the ball was going directly into touch. He was never getting that decision, and York City take the throw in their defensive third. Batty to Felix. Down the line from Joe Felix. Looking for Pearce. Hobson volleys it clear. Jürgen Nathan, that's a good link-up play between him and Fondup, and then they both run into each other, and Fondup's furious with Jürgen Nathan. City can now go forward. They'll be furious if City score from this.
Yeah.
Nathaniel George on the left-hand side. Crooks again provides the man further forward. Nathaniel George tries to feed it through to Pearce. Defender read it well, and it's intercepted, and still City struggling to get any real momentum in this game. 0-0 it remains. Forward to Fondup. He's got a man against him, throws himself to the ground. Seb Stocksbridge does not buy that one iota.
The
City have the ball back.
That
was a poor, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Effort by him to win a free kick there. A big centre forward from Cameroon. North or south of the Equatorian.
We're back on
this right hand side. Luamba, return ball looking for Felix. He's not going to get there. Hobson's going to let it go behind for a goal kick. In fact, he can't. He's put under pressure, and he has to put it into touch for a York City corner kick. Well, that's poor play by Hobson. He should have at least got it out for a throw-in, but I think he's put it behind. It's the first corner of the game. It goes to York City.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's thinking there as a defender to do that, especially when City can apply a bit of pressure. Just put it out for a throw-in. So who takes this, Batty or Hunt? Looks like Batty.
Batty's over it. Should say happy 80th birthday to John Surgener, who's here with his family enjoying the hospitality in one of the boxes behind us. Also hello to John Chaplin, who I know is listening from home. He's hoping to be here, but he's not. He's still down in Suffolk. Hopefully we'll see him before the end of the season. Batty raises his right arm, goes short to Nathaniel George. Nathaniel George now going to run the fullback. Back to Batty, who's opened up the angle. Nathaniel George needs to stay on side. He does. He gets it back. City don't seem to have many ideas here. Nathaniel George lofts it in, goalkeeper comes and he's able to gather. What was all that about?
No idea. It's a poor one, and it gives Oldham the opportunity to strike here.
And Ochegbelum does well to keep that in play. Felix skips past
Joe.
Felix. Ochegbelum, tight angle inside the penalty area. Now he opens it up. Joe Felix gets back really well, and it goes behind. This time it's an Oldham corner.
Yeah, Joe Felix has done there in with just good skill from Ochegbelum.
Thing I don't understand is Alex Hunt's deliveries from set pieces are better than Dan Batty's.
Yeah.
So why, when Batty's in the team, is he taking the corners again?
I don't know. Batty can ping a good ball, but you're right. Hunt's free kicks have worked in recent weeks. They've been
corners,
good.
that was
and that
wasn't clever football that from York City.
No, it put us under pressure straight away.
Ball's gone behind. We need a new ball. Yorkie's ignoring it. Look at him walking away as if he didn't know. He's right behind him, Yorkie. And Ollie Pearce has to go and get it from one of the South Stand lads who leans over the advertising hoardings to throw it to Pearce. And Pearce now sends it to Pett. We need to have another word with Yorkie. City need the game underway rather than allowing Oldham to take their time. Josh Jones having a quiet word in the ear here of Tom Pett, his former teammate. And it comes now to the near post, not well dealt with by York City. It's bobbling around. City need to clear their lines, and they do now through Luamba. That could have gone anywhere. York City are quite fortunate to get away with that. Now Nathaniel George can come forward. It's 2-on-2. Armstrong, can he feed it through to Luamba? Luamba round the back. Oh, he's not great first touch. Gets the shot in, but it's easy. Right down the throat of Matthew Hudson. The move broke down. Nathaniel George just couldn't get it out of his feet in time.
Yeah.
And then Luamba's first touch wasn't good enough.
No, he couldn't get out of his feet in time either. Just there's a good opportunity for City to break there. Just reminds Oldham that we can hit them with pace.
What's the referee saying now? What's happened here? Referee's going to the goalkeeper. Oh, has the ball gone soft? It's gone flat.
What?
It has.
Doesn't happen often.
So we get a new ball from the fourth official on this near side.
What happens to the old ball?
Mark Bell is the fourth official.
Shotgun man. Nothing wrong with it.
He did push it as if they'd said, shook his shoulders, didn't he? Shrugged his shoulders as if said, I don't know what the issue was. But we have a new ball. Armstrong to Batty. Batty is fouled. I'm not sure there's anything wrong in that. Oldham players are asking why was the free kick given there. Dan Batty didn't appeal for one. But he's given it. Free kick at the back for York City. It remains 0-0. 25 minutes gone here on BBC Radio York. 81333 on the text. Start your message with the word York. 08000 321 333 on WhatsApp. Again, start your message with the word York at BBC York Sport. Afternoon as well to Carol and Phil, who I've noticed aren't sitting behind us. I hope everything is well.
Yep. Hello, guys.
Yeah, we're thinking about you.
Luamba's
surely fouled. No, that has to be a free kick right in front of the linesman. And the referee gives absolutely nothing this time. That was a nailed-on free kick. Straight through the back of Luamba, who's still arguing with the official on this near side. Not sure how that didn't get given. And then Hobson's a bit fortunate. Gives it back to his goalkeeper under pressure from Pearce. And on the slide, he has to put it into touch for a throw-in.
Oldham look like they've got a rip in them in their defence. It doesn't look the most confident at times when put under pressure. And Luamba's first touch there was spot on, but he was definitely dragged down, David. That is how the linesman's missed that. 5 yards away from him.
Yeah. Oh, straight through the back of him.
Yeah.
It's nailed on free kick. Fagan Walcott at the back. Goes back to Howe. To Hunt. City slowly edging their way into this game. Hunt sends it forward, looking for Felix. Good ball. Felix brings it under control. He's forced back into midfield to Batty. Batty sends it across the left-hand side to Crooks. Nathaniel George outside of him, in front of the away fans. Nathaniel George going to take on the centre-back. Sorry, the centre-back now full-back. Sutton comes in field, still got it, Nathaniel George. Gives it to Batty. Batty round the corner, it goes to Crooks. Back it goes to Dan Batty. Batty's forced back, gets a deep cross in, but there's no one there. It's over here, and again, straight through to the goalkeeper, who bowls it out down this near side to Chegbolan. He can come forward. Did he say whether Cameroon was north or south, Ian?
Well, I want to say north, but isn't it a little bit in the south as well? Isn't it both?
Goalkeeper under pressure. Pep puts it into touch. Look, Chegbolan, he's from Nigeria. Is that north or south?
Well, let me get to Cameroon first. You've got to correct me. Am I right or wrong?
What was the answer?
I think a little bit of both.
You're wrong.
I'm not.
You're wrong.
I'm not.
You are. You're wrong.
What's the text? Is Ian right or is Ian wrong?
Ian's wrong. They're both north, Ian.
Do you think?
I know.
Well, do you? Because I'm
into
reading...
midfield it goes. Batty. Pearce round the corner with a little nod. Looking for Luamba, who's having his shirt pulled. Landsman allows that to go. It goes into touch on this near side. And it remains 0-0.
I'll accept your apologies at the end of the match.
Throwing then this near side. In front of the away dugout. The Kitchen, when he gets round to it, will finally take. Down the line it goes. Onto the head of Luamba. Howe kicks it forward, looking for Pearce. Hobson gets his head to it. Into midfield for Hunt. Nice little nod down to Luamba. Luamba hasn't had a chance really to run at his defender, and he has to go back to Hunt and Felix. Hunt in field. Gives it to Fagan Walcott. Now it's the captain Howe. Back again to his centre-back partner Fagan Walcott. Cross to Howe once more. Crooks. Nathaniel George on that left-hand side. Back again once more to Crooks. Crooks back to Callum Howe. It was really interesting to see Ryan Fallowfield out, being put through his paces about an hour and a half before kick-off. So he's got a hamstring injury, and still the other day that Adam Hinchcliffe was saying is probably out for the season, including the playoffs. He was running around and stretching as though he had no issues whatsoever. Now, it wasn't a full pelt, but the playoff final, if City get there, is not for another month and a half. Well, best part of City make a mess of it outside their box. Yoga Nathan takes on the shot, and Harrison Mail has to dive away to his left-hand side to gather. Again, that was a chance all of their own making, York City, because they've been sloppy at times here, and Adam Hinshelwood will not be happy, I don't think, with the opening 29 minutes from his side. No,
I think there's been spells in this last 10-15 where they've almost got a little bit more possession, but Oldham, they've got the upper edge slightly for me in this first half. City still trying to get out of second gear, I think.
Crooks to Howe, again to Fagan Walcott. Now across to Batty. Batty down the line to Luamba. Luamba fouled by his man. Kitchen pushing the back. 3 times Kitchen says to him he thinks Junior Luamba's trying to win free kicks, but I think there was a push there, right in front of where we're sitting. In the East Stand, and it remains goalless at the half-hour point. Fagan Walcott. Again at walking place to Batty. Fagan Walcott once more under pressure from Fonda. Has to go back to his goalkeeper, which he does on the turn.
Adam Hinshelwood was not angry with Fagan Walcott there because there was no one for Fagan Walcott to pass the ball to. Not enough players are working hard enough off the ball to offer opportunities for Fagan Walcott's pass, and I think Adam let them know just then.
Crooks to Hunt. Ball takes an unusual bounce there from Hunt. He was about to pass it out to Fagan Walcott, but he thought better of it, controlled it and gave it back to his goalkeeper. Now it comes to Fagan Walcott. City needing to up the pace here. 0-0. Fagan Walcott to halfway. Now to Batty. Batty can try and lift it over the top of Felix, who's burst forward. Felix gets there as well. Under pressure, edge of the box. Joe Felix takes on the shot. Joe Felix, 20 yards across the goalkeeper. He runs to halfway. He gets his second goal. He comes to someone in the stand. He makes the heart with both fists. York City have the lead. York City 1, Oldham Athletic 0.
Super Joe Felix, my word. Well, if you want a player to spark you into life, you best just call Joe, because that's what he does. He brings life to this team, and my word, that was a fantastic finish as well. I'd love to see it again, but the move, it's all about Joe Felix, and he's took a pot. It's a lovely finish, my word. Keeper had no chance. Super Joe's at it again.
Yeah, a beautiful finish from 20 yards. Drilled it into that bottom right-hand corner. Nice ball as well to find him from Dan Batty, but it's the control, the position he finds himself in, a little bit of space to get it out of his feet, to head towards goal, then to drill it past the goalkeeper. Superb once more from surely the Clubman of the Year when that gets announced on Saturday, Joe Felix.
Is there anything he can't do? Brilliant finish.
Luamba forward to Pearce. He tries to set Batty on his way. Wow. Don't think we see a Dan Batty goal, and it's put into touch from Hobson for a York City throw-in. City now on the front foot. They have that bit of momentum. They have the lead for their 91st goal of the season.
Wow. Doesn't matter what division. 91 goals is fantastic.
5 short of a club record, 96 goals in a league season.
What year was that in, David?
Now 83-84.
Of course, yeah. And Dennis Smith's up in the room today. Lovely to see him. He'll be loving this.
And now they are York City voices that you can hear. Felix gets ready to take the throw-in. Attacking position to Armstrong, and Armstrong's layoff is poor. Straight into touch that goes. That now will be an Oldham throw-in. So City leading by a goal to 0.
Sutton have equalised. It's 1-1 Sutton, David.
Yep, Sutton United have equalised against Barnet. 1-1 it is down at Gander Green Lane.
It's all happening.
And that's why there's an increase in the volume. 2 goals in quick succession, 200 miles apart. Once again, the title chase is on.
It really is,
Down this near side, Fagan Walcott gets his head to it. Batty clears for York. Hobson gets there first. He gives it to Kitchen. Back it goes to Hobson. Under pressure, that's just a big up and under from him. Ochegbelum, as the crowd sing York are going up. And the referee says that's offside.
My watch has just given me a loud environment warning. That is how loud it is here. It really is. My word, what an atmosphere. What a time to be a City fan right now.
Harrogate still 0-0 on DAB if you want to listen to that. Well, why would you want to leave us? This is where the action is. This is the game that really counts.
My word, it is.
This afternoon. And City have the lead.
Joe Felix has gone forward again, hasn't he? The formation is so
flexible.
Yes, absolutely.
Just playing in midfield, City 3 at the back almost. And then Hunt fills in, doesn't he?
Yeah. I mean, as an opposition player, he must be wondering, what is going on? Where do I go? Who do I follow? Who do I mark? Because suddenly Joe Felix is taking Ushegbulam into the middle of the park.
He's taking who?
Ushegbulam.
Oh, I knew this was going to be a tough afternoon for
This
you.
is a tough one.
Pierce does well, turns, keeps hold of possession, gives it to Nathaniel George on the left in front of the Oldham fans. Now he drives forward, comes in field, does Nathaniel George, edge of the penalty area. Takes his man to the line, gets past him, cross coming into the box, and he keeps hold of it. Now
brilliant.
It comes in. It's the middle. Oh, it's onto the head of Marvin Armstrong. That should be a corner, shouldn't it? No, it's gone behind, and the referee says that's a goal kick.
That's what we need to see more of from Ashley Nathaniel George. It's in his locker. He can do that. He can go inside. He can go outside. He's two-footed, clearly, and he puts a good ball in. He's finding his little role on that left-hand side, which I think, David, he said to you, is his preferred position. Well, he's given the manager reason to put him there.
That equalising goal for Sutton United was a penalty in the 33rd minute. So 1-1 down there. 1-0 to York here. Forest Green lead Tamworth by 2-0. Fagan Walcott from Oldham having to go to Forest Green on Saturday. They're not nailed on for anything yet. They're looking good for a playoff spot, or Oldham, but nothing is certain.
No, that's why this game we probably need that second goal as well, just to settle nerves.
Sent forward by Nathaniel George. And suddenly the Oldham bench look rattled down here. Brabin and Mellon both out, barking at someone down there. I think Mike Fondup. Don't seem to be too much love lost between Mickey Mellon and Mike Fondup. I saw a statement he put out on a little video he did, I think it was last week. But he's the main man, leading goal scorer for the away team. Of course, James Norwood missing virtually the second half of the season, came back early for the York game. Now it comes to Yogan Nathan, edge of the area. He lends it off to the right hand side to Hammond, shoots, and it's a good save from Harrison Mayle. But it's almost like a back pass, really, actually, from Corey Evans, I think it was in the end, who got the shot away. But Mayle had to deal with it, and he does. Yeah,
good play from Oldham. They are a good team. They're good on the break, good on the attack. But yeah, it was almost like a back pass for Harrison Mayle. Keeper of his standards, always going to save that.
So James Norwood was out with a hamstring problem 2 or 3 weeks before York went to Boundary Park back in January. He came back in that game, surprisingly, played about an hour or so, re-injured, and he's not been since. Got injured again in that game because he came back too early. Long ball downfield. Nathaniel George in the penalty area. Almost got behind Sutton down there, but Sutton does well eventually to clear. Mickey Mellon at the time said it was a risk worth taking, but I'm sure he doesn't think it's a risk worth taking now. There's a York man down in the middle of the field, and it's Hooks holding his right hip.
Oh no, man.
As Adam Crooks picked up another injury here.
It was a great header, a great winner of the ball in the air, but he fell awkwardly, David.
And that's the injury he had before, I think.
Absolutely gutted if that's struck him again.
This is the issue, isn't it, with Adam Crooks? He just cannot stay injury-free. You have to feel for him.
I mean, he's won that. The header, the header he won there, it's fantastic. But he just fell.
He lands right on his hip, on that right hip.
And these pitches, as we know, Dave, there's no give in them. They are solid.
Where's Cam John? He's warming up. You may be seeing Cam John in a second. I think Crooks may well be coming off here.
Yeah.
He's hardly moved.
No. The
instructions are coming now to the bench. He's been pulled to his feet, but he's not had any treatment. This is they've just been talking to him, haven't they? Which sort of suggests that.
Well, yeah, they know his game, his day's over.
Might not be worth it.
Yeah. Let's hope it's.
Well, there might be. He's up to his feet. He might be all right because he's going across the far side of the field rather than coming across here as he would obviously if he was going to come off.
It's going to be a tester for the injury. You know that it's psychologically you think you've hurt it worse than maybe it is, but
7 minutes till the break.
He's walking very
gingerly.
Gingerly, yeah. And they won't want to take risks with him, obviously, with what's coming up. We're 60 down to 10 men now, David.
Now, what will Oldham do here with the ball? Or is the referee going to let York have the uncontested drop ball? I think he is. So City currently down to 10 men. Hunt gives it back to Howe, and now they give it to Batty. So City down to 10 men for the next 30 seconds. Back it goes to Harrison Mayle. Now Fagan Walcott. York 1, Oldham 0. Joe Felix. with the goal for York City. Long ball forward. Hobson reads it well, but then skews his volleyed clearance into touch for a York City throw-in. And then Brabbin's in a bit of a chat with someone in the crowd, giving it the thumbs up. Mickey Mellon's pointing at someone in the crowd as well. I don't know if they've said something to upset the Oldham bench there. But the ball's back in play, and so too is Adam Crooks, who gets his first touch, and he looks okay on that far side of the field. Crooks to Nathaniel George. Infield to Batty. Batty back to Howe. Howe. Back it goes to Harrison Mell. Double deckers we can see behind the stand at the far side, lined up waiting to take the Oldham supporters, I imagine, back into town at full time in this game. Fagan Walcott sends it forward. Luamba gets his head to it. That's good. Gives it to Pearce, who he actually skewed his clearance. I think he was trying to get it for Nathaniel George, but he almost played it down the centre to Marvin Armstrong. Now Armstrong on the stretch can't get there. Gary Elphick once more from Marv, as we heard him shout there. And Hobson has it once more for the away team to Kitchen. Kitchen comes in field. Not really seen much of Junior Luamba so far in the opening 40 minutes here.
No, he's worked hard. He's put a shift in, but he's not had much of the ball either.
Hobson, long ball downfield. That's too far in front of Fondup. Howe wins his header. And then there's a foul in the centre of midfield. Marvin Armstrong wins that one. The referee penalises Corey Evans. And there'll be a free kick to York City. 1-0 they lead with just over 5 minutes to go until half-time, with Barnet still 1-1 down at Sutton United. Doesn't matter whether Barnet draw or lose, they need to drop points in 2 games. So a draw point is irrespective. No points, 1 point. It makes absolutely no difference if York City win all their games. They need to drop points in 2 games.
And the 2 games are Aldershot
and Aldershot home, filed away. So they're not great. You think they do have to drop some points today for there to be any chance? You cannot see it happening in the last 2 games if they get a win today. But you never know. Pressure does funny things.
Football's crazy.
Crooks to Nathaniel. He's obviously a little bit rattled, is Dean Brennan. He had his team in for training both days this weekend. Didn't give them all day off like most of the teams have had.
Pressure getting to them.
Well, you never know. You never know. He's post-match again, I saw at the weekend. He's big smile on his face. Isn't it great? Isn't it brilliant? He says in his Irish accent.
Yeah.
You thought it was great if you'd have won again and not dropped a number of points in this last 3 games.
He would have been laughing and smiling in the changing room.
I imagine that would be a completely different message he was giving in the changing room. Luamba, that's a nice ball forward, a little flick for Batty, just can't get on the end of it. Ollie Pearce, a little bit unfortunate. Oldham messing around the edge of the box, and then Pett has his heels clipped. He stops the ball, picks it up, and the referee gives the free kick to the away team. I think it was right. No real complaints from the York City players, and they come forward now, Oldham, with long ball looking for Uchegbulam. Good link-up play between him and Fondup. Fondup lays it off to Kitchen on this left-hand side. Mark Kitchen's got a man overlap. Uchegbulam gets it back into the middle. It goes. It's behind everyone. They had 4 players in the box there at Oldham, but it's a really poor ball in from Uchegbulam, and now City can come forward on the break. Nathaniel George to Hunt. Only Pearce in front of him. City trying to get men to join up there. Pearce. Can he get the ball? He does. He finds it off Hunt. Good ball into the area. Ollie Pearce takes on the shot. Blocked by the defender. That was heading. He had some power in it as well. Good block by the centre-back.
What a ball from Alex Hunt.
Crooks.
Inch perfect.
Batty. Now Felix. Oldham now got everyone back behind the ball, and City give away possession. And now Oldham do 2. On the stretch, Fagan Walcott. For Luamba on this left-hand side. Gives it around the corner to Fagan Walcott. Fagan Walcott round the back, crossing position, out to the penalty area. And it comes now, just misses the header as Pearce goes off the Oldham man. That'll be a corner kick to York City.
Good football from City, and Malachi Fagan. Well, there's no hesitancy about, or fear that they shouldn't go forward. And that's the management. They've got that drilled in. Fagan Walcott ending up playing like a right winger there, David, putting the ball in for the striker. He's our centre half.
Batty still on the corners. Hunt's in the centre.
But we know he can strike a good ball. It's just
not as good.
Well, yeah,
not as consistent.
Certainly they must work on them in training. He must be doing them during the week. We know he can ping a ball, so...
This one is coming into the penalty area. In it comes now. Drills it into the back post. Free header clear for Fondup. Back towards halfway from Armstrong. He comes forward and then lays it off back to Batty. Thought about putting it in first time with his left foot. Thinks against it and goes back to Felix in the centre circle. Felix gives it to Nathaniel George, who finds himself out on the right-hand side. Deep cross coming in from him. Goalkeeper goes back. Doesn't come to collect. Header towards goal. And it's a good couple of yards wide from Fagan Walcott, who is still forward. And the Oldham fans, instead of giving it to the goalkeeper, belt it right past him. And the goalkeeper says to the fan, "Why have you done that? You're just wasting our own time. We're trailing. York 1, Oldham 0."
Why was he doing that? That is strange. That is really strange. Just one message about the ball girls, ball boys, David. They apparently can't be at that end of the pitch today. There's been a message that really they don't want them up at that end where the Oldham fans are.
Why?
I don't know.
That's health and safety gone mad.
Just
if that's the case.
If we commented on that, that there isn't any there, that's the reason.
That is health and safety gone mad. The City put it into touch on this near side.
That was info
Elm Park
given to
Junior Football Club's under 13s are the ball boys and girls today.
Yep, and they're doing a fantastic job so far.
Kitchen with the throw on edge of the York City penalty area to Yoga Nathan. Kitchen gets it back. Down the line it goes for Czech Bulam. He holds up play. Goes back to his captain Pet, intercepted by Joe Felix, the York City goal scorer, and then Batty has his heels clipped. Well spotted referee. Free kick to York City. They lead by a 1-0 with 15 seconds to go until half time. Fagan Walcott over the ball. He's going to leave it, I think, for his goalkeeper. What's going up on the board here? 3 minutes is going up on the board. There it goes. So there'll be 3 minutes of injury time. Harrison Mail tells all his side to go forward.
It's a minimum of 3 minutes additional time. 3 minutes.
Hartlepool 2 up on Gateshead. Gateshead after those back-to-back wins after 6 straight defeats. It's looking like they're going to have lost 2 again on the bounce after City's win at the International Stadium on Good Friday and 2 down at Victoria Park today. Fagan Walcott sends it forward, headed back across this near side by Hobson. Hook Chegbalam, high boot, nothing given by the referee, finds Yoga Nathan. He slips and it goes into touch off Dan Batty for a throw in on halfway to the away team. Pet thinks about getting play back underway quickly, instead he leaves it to Kitchen. Kitchen down the line, looking for Fonda. He's beaten to it by Fagan Walcott. Batty nods clear for York City into midfield to Evans. Evans trying to turn the York City defence, too much on that, and that goes all the way through once more to Harrison Mail, who is going to take his time here, understandably. Finally picks the ball up. So we've played one of the added 3. City leading by a 0-0. Some of the crowd around us heading towards the concession stalls underneath. Long ball downfield looking for Pearce. Headed clear by Sutton at the back. And now Hobson bursts forward from centre-back. Down this left-hand side, he's tracked by Armstrong, gives it to Chegbalam. Hobson continues to go forward, and he gets his return ball as well. Crossing position, goes to Kitchen instead. Kitchen tries to get a crossing, goes behind off Luamba for Oldham's second corner of the game. Searching for the equaliser just before the break. Pet comes across.
Yeah, you can see Gary Elphick getting up there, just screaming at the players. Compose, and clear that ball. Let's get to half-time. In a good position right now.
So Pet gets ready to take the corner kick, puts the ball deliberately in the quadrant, raises his left arm, and then it comes now. It's a high loop run around the back. Fondop wins the header, but he gets under it and it balloons over the bar. There was Ollie Pearce there on the post. If it was going to drop in, he would have been able to clear. Just had to make sure he timed his jump right, but it clears the bar, clears the net, and it goes behind. And you imagine now with 30 seconds of the additional 3 left that it will be City leading by a 0-0 at half-time, Ian.
Yeah, it's been a strange half because Oldham did set off. They had us on the back foot, but there's been spells where City have looked the stronger of the 2 sides, but spells where Oldham have looked the stronger of the 2 sides. It's a weird...
It's not been a great game, if we're being perfectly honest.
No, it hasn't. Both teams have sort of... I don't say cancelled each other out, but yeah, they haven't allowed each other to be fluid.
Crooks at the back for York City. Clears down the left-hand side, but I think that's just play for territory, really. Send it down the far corner.
Good to see Crooks is up and playing.
There goes Seth Sowerby behind me with his little bunny hop over the top again. Will you spot you, Seth? Referee blows the half-time whistle. City lead by a 0. Thanks to the brilliant Joe Felix's strike from 20 yards into the bottom corner. Gave the goalkeeper absolutely no chance. A deserved lead? I'm not sure it is deserved, Ian. Well, I don't think there could be too many arguments if Oldham were leading. It's been a pretty even game. As it is, York City it is who have the lead, 1-0.
Yeah, it has been an even game. But sometimes you need one player to make the difference. And all the best teams have players that do that. And that's exactly what Joe Felix said. He's been the difference. And that happens at the top of the league in games like this. You need players that make the difference. Yeah, it's been an even game, but we've got someone that's made the difference so far. Big second half coming up.
And with the scores level at Gander Green Lane between Sutton and Barnet at half-time, this is how York City would like it all to finish up full-time. It's York City 1, Oldham Athletic 0.
Weekday afternoons from 2.
With Toby Foster.
You've never sent me a thoughtful text, ever.
Of course I've sent you.
Ever? All right, fine. Let's have a look. Have you got my bank card?
You stole my bank card.
I did not steal your bank card. You lost it and blamed it on me. I'm on my third now.
Third what?
I assume beers.
I can't remember sending that.
And the last one.
Yeah.
Are you going for food or shall we get a delivery? They're the text messages I get from you. My other friends are like, how's your day? How are you feeling?
Yeah, well, I'm not...
How's your weekend been?
Are you saying I'm not a lovely friend?
Oh, sorry. Do I need to say it in a different way? You're rubbish.
Weekday afternoons from 2.
Toby Foster.
BBC Radio York.
BBC Radio York Sport.
BBC Radio York Sport, Pete Spencer here in the studio taking you through the half-time, second half commentary to come of York City against Oldham with David Ward and Ian Dunn. But at the break, it's York City 1, Oldham 0. Joe Felix with a low drive from 20 yards out to give City the lead. As David rightly mentioned, elsewhere it is Sutton United 1, Barnet 1. So the gap at the top of the National League will be down to 2 points if those two results stay the same. It's also half-time at the Exercise Stadium between Harrogate Town and Fleetwood. So let's get a half-time report from Tim Steer.
Half-time score, Harrogate Town 0, Fleetwood Town 0 at the Exercise Stadium, and a game which has seen it really not get out of second gear much from either team. Fleetwood Town 14th in the table, made 5 changes. They can't go up, they can't go down. And Pete Wild's men have really looked that way. They've offered very little in this match. Just one shot which flew wide of Belshaw's right post quite comfortably. Harrogate Town in truth have been in total control of this game without really, as I say, stepping up that extra gear needed to get themselves the goal. The best chances they've had come from a free kick. Bryn Morris teed up for Ellis Taylor to strike it from 30 yards, and it just flew wide of the keeper's right post. But the best chance certainly coming with a couple of minutes left of normal time in the first half, as Jasper Moon teed a shot back up for Josh March from 12 yards out. His effort was heading into the back of the net, but it was a brilliant block from Finlay Potter on the line to turn it up and over the bar to deny Harrogate Town what would have been a certain opener in a game. As I say, they've been largely in control of 10 shots on goal to Fleetwood's 1. They've had more possession as well, but I don't know if it's the excesses of the efforts they needed at Good Friday at Walsall that is maybe catching up with them a little bit. But you just feel like if Simon Weaver's men can just step up a little bit in this second half, this game is very much there for the taking. But with Carlisle currently drawing 0-0 at Accrington Stanley at half-time, it means if it stayed 0-0 here, then Harrogate Town would be safe. But they would love to do it on their own terms and get a win. And I feel like it's very much doable for them. They just need to step up that bit more in the second half. Half-time score, Harrogate Town 0, Fleetwood Town 0.
Thank you to Tim Steer there at the Exercise Stadium. Don't forget, if you want to get in touch with the programme, you can. Your opinions and messages most certainly welcome. You can text us on 81333. Start your message with the word York. You can WhatsApp us 08000 321 333 or tweet us at BBC York Sport. Graham in his shed in Cyprus has done just that. He says, again, watching on the big screen projector from the shed in Cyprus. He said, I had a dream last night. Barnet 3 draws and York City had 3 wins. So that's it then. Come on, City. Well, so far that prediction is right, Graham. It's fast approaching 4 o'clock, so let's get a quick check on the roads. Where there are queues on the A1 into the roadworks at Wentbridge, currently taking about half an hour to get through there at the moment. In Darrington, there are queues on the A1 going south through the roadworks at the Darrington turnoff. In York, there are queues on the A1237 at the A19 Shipton Road. In Scarborough, also the usual congestion at the A64 Seymour Road around the Queen Margaret roundabout. Looking a bit further afield, there's a breakdown on the M62 heading west from junction 28 for Tingley. That's to the junction 27, the Gildersome turn-off. There's currently one lane closed and queues there. Public transport, having a look at that. No service via Garford on northern trains between Leeds and York. That's because of engineering works. And on the roadworks front in York, there are temporary lights on Wigington Road near the Clifton Moor Gate because of water main work. So that's your travel news for North Yorkshire. Don't forget, if you see a problem out and about on the roads and it's safe and legal, you can let us know about it by calling 0800 111 48 49.
BBC Radio York Sport.
So let's bring you some reaction from today's early kickoff at 1 o'clock. Scarborough Athletic winning their final home game of the season thanks to a goal from defender Kieran Waleji. The Sea Dogs beat rivals Darlington 1-0 after the away side had a man sent off 2 minutes earlier. And after the match, Scarborough Athletic manager Jonathan Greening spoke to James Fletcher.
Well, Jonathan, for a final home game of the season, it played out like it meant absolutely everything, even though you can't go up or down. What did you make of it?
Yeah, I thought it was a really entertaining game. Obviously not many goals scored, but the actual game was really fun to watch. I think they started the game really well, the first 5-10 minutes, made us change our shape. I think once we changed shape and we got to grips with them, we were much better. But I thought second half we were excellent. We asked at half time for a little bit more intensity, press a little bit harder, press a little bit higher, really get in the faces more, but then move the ball a little bit quicker as well. And I thought second half we did that really well. I thought we pressed them harder. We were further up the pitch, and when we won the ball back we were further up the pitch, and I think we moved the ball quicker, got it wide, a lot quicker than we did first half, and with the full-backs bombing, and they couldn't really cope with us, and I think we deserved to get the 1-0 lead. And obviously, they got a man sent off as well, which helped us. And we saw the game out quite easily, really.
Yeah, Waleji's finish, I think, will be very sort of underappreciated, won't it? Because it takes a lot. I know it's only 3 yards out, but the delivery, the speed of it, and the bounce for him to stroke it home in the way he did was exceptional.
Yeah, it was absolutely great finish, and he probably shouldn't have been in the box really because he was playing right back. But he's got a real sense of arriving in the box at the right times when he plays at full back. I think my first season when he played right back nearly every single game, or right wing back, I think he scored 14 goals, so he's got a knack of getting in the box at the right times. But like you said, it was a great ball in, and it's a great finish because I think it's on the half volley, and he has to get a real good contact on it, and he's put in the back of the net, and he's had a bad couple of days. Fair play to him, he's played today. He's lost his granddad a couple of days ago, so he showed unbelievable attitude to go out there and play today, and he's always going to remember this game now because he scored the winner.
Yeah, well, obviously our condolences for him and his family as well. On the other side, Waldron had to be shoehorned in at left back. How do you think he went?
Yeah, well, like I said, we had to change shape. We started off with 3 at the back and wing backs, and there was causing us problems, so we flipped it to 4-2-3-1, and we put Wally to left back. I did say to him, do you remember a player called Dennis Irwin? He used to play for United, and I don't think he can remember. I don't even think he was born when he was playing. So I said, don't worry. I said, you're a good footballer, intelligent footballer. You'll deal with it. And he did really well. He set the goal up for us. He's very composed on the ball, as you know. And I think second half he was much better because he was bombing on more and causing them a real threat. Same with Keys of this side. Miles more positive in wide areas second half, and I think that caused them loads of problems.
We'll dig out the DVDs for him as well. Clean sheet to boot as well, but Whitley didn't really have too much to do, did he?
Yeah, I mean, I think they had a penalty decision where I'm not sure if he dived or not, but the referee seemed to think he dived. I couldn't really see it. It looks like he got his studs caught in the turf and he fell over, but I'm not too sure. And I think he's made one save where he just clipped it over the bar. But yeah, nothing much to do. I actually said that to him, after the game. I think he had to come for a few crosses. Like I said, they've got some big players, and in the last 2 or 3 minutes, obviously they bombarded our box with a lot of balls into the box, and he did really well. And pleasing with a clean sheet. I thought the back four were excellent. And the whole team, like I said, second half defensively we were good, and going forward we looked good.
35 points at home this season, given the adversity of injuries in this case. How do you feel your side have done when I give you that number?
Yeah, I mean, listen, you always want to win every single home game you play at, and you play in front of your fans. it's been a difficult season with all the injuries and illnesses we've had, but you can't sugarcoat it. But our home form's usually good. We're usually quite strong here. Obviously, we know the pitch really well. Our players are used to it, and some teams who come here, especially the ones who just got promoted, aren't really used to it. So it's probably a little advantage for us. But it's nice to finish, obviously, the season off with a win against one of our enemies, Darlow, as well. So really pleased.
I think, though, we said it in commentary, the two sides both playing relatively same styles, if you like. Nice blend of experience and then some youth, but good positive dynamism and modern football on display. Do you think that when you look at the league table and you see that you're basically side by side with each other, barring Peterborough Sports, you can understand why? Yeah,
I think so. I think both teams like to play. I know their manager Steve Watson played with West Brom for 2 years, so I know he's obviously a good football guy, very knowledgeable about the game. He's been coaching for a long time now, managing for a long time. But we knew that they had a mix of experience and youth, and they've got some good players who can be eye catching, like Cedric Main. But they've got some good experience like Scott Barrow as well. But we're in a similar position. We've got Greeny and Reedy and players like young players, and we've also got experience as well. But talking about the league position, I think I've mentioned it to you a few times. It's all about consistency, having consistent performances for the whole season. Obviously, we've had quite a few dips this season when we've had loads of injuries, and if you want to be fighting for playoffs and around the top area, you've got to be consistent for the whole 46 games, and unfortunately we haven't been that this year.
Given that, though, today, 4th season in charge, and for the fans to turn up in the way they have shows great unity in the community.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it was absolutely fantastic. We said to the players before the game that we're going to get a bumper crowd today. I think it was 2,100 or something, which is absolutely amazing. Obviously showing the support to the North Yorkshire Council to try and get them to make a decision for what's happening for next year, and we just reminded the players about that before the game, that your responsibility, even though it's just playing football, is to entertain them, show that you're competing all over the pitch and you're an honest bunch of players. And they always do that anyway. I don't even have to say it to them, but I like to remind them every now and again, and they did that again today. Like I say, first half we were unbelievable. We had to change it up a little bit, but I thought second half we were very good.
I know there's only been the Easter weekend. The one slight update that we can share with you is that apparently the committee meeting might be brought forward to 29th of April, so that would be 6 weeks. As it stands, the duration of the work would stay the same. Does that change anything in your mind? I know that you've said before that you're quite relaxed about it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm quite relaxed about it. I've got the easiest part, just looking after the players and doing tactics and trying to win games of football. I'd hate to be the chairman and the board, to be honest with you, but I know they'll find the right solution for the club. I know, like you said, I think the meetings come forward a bit, which is only going to help. I think it's just getting the time for him, knowing what's going to be happening, and once we get the information, from the chairman and Fred, and we know exactly what's happening, then it'd be better for everybody concerned.
Final rodeo at Peterborough Sports next week. What more do you want to see, if we can see anything more from your side?
Well, just the same, really. Just I think the last few weeks we've had some good form, apart from the dip against Buxton. And I've just said to the players then, train well this week, go into the last game this season, try and put the same performances as we did today, second half, but for the full 90 minutes, and go and win the game, and try and finish with the same points I think we had last year.
Well, that is the Scarborough Athletic manager, Jonathan Greening. They are ready to split in both of our featured games. So let's do that for you now. It's time to split our frequencies here on BBC Radio York. So if you want to hear Harrogate Town against Fleetwood Town, you can join Tim Steer and Paul Bolland on DAB Digital Radio. If you want York City against Oldham, you can join David Ward and Ian Dunn on FM and BBC Sounds. So that's your choice of listening. It's Make Your Mind Up time.
BBC Radio York Sport.
Thank you, Pete. Welcome back to the LNER Community Stadium. We're still waiting for the two sides to come back out onto the field for the start of this second half. I have a feeling that Cam John is about to come on here for Adam Crooks. He's just had the word from the physical conditioner down there, who's been putting him through his paces, and he's just done a little high five with him at the as he walks off the field and the two teams start to come off. So I don't think we're that far away actually from seeing Cam John, I imagine, come on for Adam Crooks, who seemed to pick up a bit of a knock on that hip in the first half, although Crooks will start the second period. So let's see what happens there. But Cam John has definitely been warming up as though he expects to be coming on pretty quickly. Oldham forced into a change in the first half with Charlie Raglan coming on in place of Jake Caprice after he seemed to pull a hamstring in the opening 10 minutes, making a big dart down the Oldham right-hand side. So City leading by a goal to nil. Have Mail in goal, Crooks, Howe, Fagan, Walcott and Felix, Hunt, Batty, Armstrong, Nathaniel George, Luamba and Pearce. The away team, Hudson in goal, their back four, Kitchen at left back, Will Sutton's playing at right back, Raglan and Hobson are the two centre backs now. In midfield we've got Pett, Evans, Hammond, Ochegbelum and then Yoga Nathan trying to link up play with Mike Fondop. The referee is out, Seb Stocksbridge. City shooting towards the south stand of this second half. So both teams shooting towards their respective supporters. Should be a cracking 45 with City leading by a goal to nil. And Barnet currently drawing 1-1 down at Sutton. The game gets back underway with Pearce, who gives it to Batty. Then Pearce gets it back and lays it off to the goal scorer Felix. Felix goes back to Nathaniel George. Nathaniel George gives it back to his goalkeeper Harrison Mail. Mail to Nathaniel George. We'll bring it in done in just a second. Felix, and again he goes back to Harrison Mail, who this time decides to clear long down the centre of the field onto the head of Hobson. Hunt sends it forward for York City, but that's gone into touch. What does City need to do, Ian, in the start of the second half to try and inject a little bit more pace into their game?
I think just speaking to people there, much like what we said at half time, David. My word, what's the keeper doing there? It's two teams that are almost nullifying each other. But City have managed to have that difference maker in Joe Felix. But yeah, I think City can raise it a bit. I think Oldham maybe have been in third and fourth gear, whereas we've been in second. We just need to lift it, but be mindful at the back. We're winning at the moment. Protect that goal.
Oldham had a throw in there. They went back to their goalkeeper, made a right mess of it, and almost let it go out for a corner kick, and had to go scurrying back towards the byline to clear and to touch on this near side. Now Mail has it and goes long down the centre of the field once more. Armstrong pushed further forward, headed clear by Raglan for Oldham, and Felix picks it up for York. Hunt, nice ball across to Crooks. He should send it first time down this left hand side. He does. It's not a great ball though. Nathaniel George does really well actually to control that
great touch.
Bouncing ball. Crooks back to Howe this time.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, Oldham are set up to press York high, and that's what they're doing, and it's upsetting City's rhythm a little bit.
And the foul there committed by Fondup on Fagan Walcott. I saw Carl Magner, the Gateshead manager, at the weekend saying teams have been giving York City a little bit too much respect and haven't been pressing them.
Interesting.
You maybe need to get in. If you get into the face, you can really disrupt the York City side,
which is essentially what Oldham are doing, and to an extent, it's working for them. So City have just got to be mindful of that. Oldham will still press and press. We need a second goal.
It was really interesting actually. We left the ground. Obviously a bit later than the York City fans at the far side. And as you're walking in at Gateshead International Stadium, you go through sort of like a big reception where there's a gym. Come back to that in a second as Oldham come forward down the left hand side. Kitchen puts a cross in, poor cross in, that goes behind for a York City goal kick. But we walked out into the reception area and the York City coaches parked outside, and we followed some of the York City players and the Gateshead players into that huge reception area, didn't we?
Yeah.
They all were getting on really, really well, weren't they? Lots of friends in between the two squads, between York City and Gateshead. So what you see on the pitch, where they might be each other's throats, they actually all quite get on, don't they, off the field?
Yeah,
and I'm sure that's the case quite often.
It will, because a lot of these boys have been at lots of clubs and loan or whatever, or have been there as youngsters, and yeah, there's going to be a bit of that. But when they cross that line, David, they want to win. They need to win.
City a bit sloppy trying to play it from the back there. Unfortunate to get a throw in deep inside their own half. Look at Adam Hinshelwood, not happy with them there. They need to get on the front foot here, City. Once again, they're slow starting in this second half, as they were in the first. Hobson knees that clear into midfield. Chegbelum looking for Yoga Nathan. Now that's intercepted nicely by Batty. Hunt, Armstrong, now to Nathaniel George on this left-hand side. Nathaniel George is going to run at the centre back, come full-back. Sutton comes in field. Nathaniel George goes back to Crooks. Crooks just about gets it through to Batty.
I think that was a Megs. Meg nuts.
Fagan Walcott to the right hand side to Luamba. We need to see more from him in this second half.
We do. I want to see more from. He's got it. He's got ability, but I want to see him do a little bit more of what Nathaniel George has done across on the left hand side. We need more from Luamba on that right hand side.
Fagan Walcott, you can bet your bottom dollar Sinclair will be desperate to get on. So will Richardson. Pearce to the right hand side to Felix. He loses possession and it goes behind off Joe Felix. Again, Adam Hinshelwood not happy. Goal kick to the away team. City lead by a goal to nil 4 minutes gone in this second half.
Yeah, somehow City managed to turn that attack into defence really quickly, and it ended up being Joe Felix having to almost stop Oldham getting out. But City had possession of the ball. Just the little things, the fine margins and quality on the ball at times. City just need to be a little bit better.
Oldham down the centre, looking for Fondup. He's tackled by Armstrong. Crooks, he's then tackled, but it falls nicely to Nathaniel George. Nathaniel George tries to come in field. Good defending. Oh, he's got it back there. There's Nathaniel George. But he couldn't just shrug off Sutton. And that's a throw-in on halfway now to Oldham Athletic.
I think he's a player on form at the moment, actually, Nathaniel George. He just looks composed on the ball. He's that kind of player that floats, but he does have pace as well.
Gateshead have got to go back at Hartlepool at the start of the second half. They trail by 2-1. Crooks nods in field. Harrogate Town trailing at home to Fleetwood Town. So an early goal in the second half for the Lancashire side there at the Exercise Stadium. Jürgen Nathan does well, the man on loan from Barnsley, gives it to Fondup, goes for the return ball, well tracked by Callum Howe. Into touch it goes for a throw into Oldham. Just level with the edge of that York City penalty area. Sutton takes to Fondup. They're the Oldham fans you can hear in the background. The ball's given to Pett and they have another throw into Oldham, but forced back. They're going to make a second change here for Oldham. Pritchard is about to come on, and the referee's going to allow them to make this change before they take the throw in.
Yeah, clearly Mickey Mellon's seen enough. He wants to change things around a bit, and I think his team have started off quite well in the second half again, so he's obviously not happy with what they're doing.
So Pritchard comes on for Corey Evans, straight swap, midfielder for midfielder.
Substitution for Oldham Athletic, 29 Joe Pritchard, replacing 24 Corey Evans.
Around the corner it goes to Hammond, into the box. No one's stopped him here. He takes on the shot. He's dragged it well wide ago. Look at Fondup going mad on the edge of the box. Look at Jürgen Nathan going mad with him. Arguments between the two of them. That was wild in the end from Hammond.
Yeah, he just got a little bit of a rush of blood to the head there, Hammond. Fondup was in a good position. Jürgen Nathan was in a good position, and he had, out of the three options he had, he chose the worst one and skied it.
I think Harrison Mills having a bit of banter with his Oldham fans behind the goal, looking at some of the arm waving that's going on from them towards him. City take the goal kick.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Down the right-hand side.
It's Fagan Walcott again.
Luamba. He's got men in the middle. Oh, completely overhit from Junior Luamba.
It's Fagan Walcott. On the right wing, it's Fagan Walcott running down the right-hand wing, right-hand side, and he just got his cross all wrong.
Barnet have got a penalty at Sutton United. So it's 1-1, but Barnet have a penalty at the start of the second half. A chance to retake the lead.
Apparently Barnet's keeper was in a real threat of being red-carded after 11 minutes as well.
Well, he wasn't. Downfield it goes from Fondup. To the far side, well played. Joe Felix gives it all the way back to Harrison Mayle, who clears in the centre circle, headed forward by Hobson, and Crooks once more nods it back to Harrison Mayle. Barnet still getting ready to take this penalty kick. Downfield onto the head of the Oldham centre-back, who clears up towards halfway. Jürgen Nathan, Fondup, infield it then comes. Down this right-hand side, Pritchard gets his first touch. Barnet put the penalty away. Barnet lead by 2-1 at Sutton United. Oldham round the back on this right-hand side. Cross comes into the box, not dealt with by York City. Slightly fortunate that it fell kindly for Fagan Walcott. And then there's a push in the back of Ollie Pearce, and that's a free kick to York City, and relieves a little bit of the pressure that they're possibly feeling at the start of this second period.
Yeah, it is. It's followed a similar pattern to the first half, David, where Oldham are really putting City under pressure. And City just have to ride the storm, take the sting out of it by keeping possession of the ball. That's what they need to do, is get on the ball, slow it down, get the pace down a little bit, because at the moment Oldham they look like a team who feel they can get back in the game.
And Stones and Sinclair are up.
There you go. Oh,
free kick taken, but City are robbed. Hunt in the middle of the park. Again, it's sloppy by York City. And Jürgen Nathan goes to ground, gets given the free kick for the foul by Armstrong.
Yeah, I mean, Stones isn't a bad player to bring on. Now this Sinclair, decent subs, had a bit of strength and a bit of pace maybe.
Jürgen Nathan to the back to Raglan. Raglan into midfield to Fondup, who's dropped deep. He sends it round the corner to Hobson, controls it on his chest and then comes forward down the inside left, sends it out to the left wing. Good tracking back by Junior Luamba, puts it into touch. He gets there before Kitchen. Throw into Oldham though, but Oldham are on top at the start of the second half. No one's marked Pett from the throw-in. Into the box it goes to Fondup. He's allowed to turn. He gets the shot in. Harrison Mayle gathers at the second attempt.
Done well, Harrison Mayle. Just took the sting out of the ball. He realises the pitch has got a bit of grease on it now, and to catch it cleanly the kind of bobbly shot that Fondop put in was going to be an ask, and he just took the sting off it and picked it up at second attempt. The City just under the cosh a little bit here.
Apologies to the people that are listening to the in-house system. Just realised it wasn't working properly at the start of the second half. Hopefully you can hear me now. York City still leading by a goal to nil, I'm sure you know. Mail clears, equaliser for Harrogate Town. Harrogate 1, Fleetwood Town 1. Jasper Moon with that equaliser. Batty sends it forward for York City. Raglan clears for Oldham. Pritchard then hooks it over his shoulder. Sent forward from Howe. Bit of head tennis. Ball in the air quite an awful lot. Yoga Nathan tries to send it forward for Fondop. This right hand side, will he keep it in play? Pritchard, he does.
Well done.
No, he doesn't. Nathaniel George comes across, puts the block on him. That's a York City throw in now on halfway. Crooks comes across. Gary Brabin pointing at his watch to the referee, thinking York City are taking too long on the throw-in. Crooks infield to Pearce. Bounces up off Pearce though. Hammond gets it. Then it's to Pett. City win it back though with Hunt. Finds Batty. Batty does well to give it to Fagan Walcott. Now to Felix on the right hand side. Felix return ball to Fagan Walcott again, who's come forward. Gets there first, gets there second.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Gives it to Luamba. Round the corner it goes to Pearce. Pearce can keep it in, and he wins York City a corner kick.
Yeah.
First of the second half, third of the game.
That's the third time Fagan Walcott has found himself as a right winger. I mean, talk about hinge ball. That's fantastic to burst forward like that. And they've won a corner. Actually, Luamba's passing to Pearce could have been a little bit less on it, and Pearce was in.
Still Batty on the corners. Hunt's come across to have a word with Gary Elphick. But Batty is on the corner, but Hunt has taken on instructions. So Batty, everyone lines up at the edge of the penalty area, just Pearce in the 6-yard box. Batty lofts it in, it's a deep one.
Oh, he's in!
Free header, Callum Howe, into the middle, hits Pearce. Still not cleared, it will be cleared now. He should have gone to goal, Callum Howe. He had a free header from the edge of the 6-yard box.
Oh, wow.
He decided to head it away from goal, unless he got it all wrong. And Oldham were able to get it clear.
I think he just got it wrong. I mean, or maybe not. Maybe he was trying to put it back across into the danger zone. I'm not sure, but it was a great corner from Batty, really, and finding the Callum Howe at the back. He's always going to win the headers, and it just didn't work. But it was good attempt by City.
What an opportunity, though.
It was an opportunity. It was. Could he have gone for goal? Maybe.
Hunt at the back gives it to Fagan Walcott on the right hand side. Just watching the replay. Oh yeah, he's just got it all wrong, and then it hits Pearce. He wasn't expecting it. Felix can't keep hold of possession. There's a foul though a little bit further back. Referee tried to play advantage. Free kick to York, just inside the Oldham half on that right hand side. Felix gets ready to roll the ball back to his man. Remains 1-0 to York City 12 minutes into this second half, with Barnet still leading Sutton United by 2-1, and Sutton down to 10 men as well from the penalty. So Sutton down to 10, Hayden Muller sent off, and Barnet leading by 2-1. You have to say that looks like the game may be up for today, and possibly for York City's title challenge. Fagan Walcott to Batty. Batty holds on to the ball and goes back to Fagan Walcott. Back again it goes to Dan Batty. Batty, long diagonal ball forward down the centre. Armstrong round the back, comes off an Oldham man last, and that'll be another York City corner. They didn't track the run there, and Nathaniel George or Armstrong, and it had to nick off the Oldham head to go behind for a corner kick to York City. And
Batty, that was a lovely ball, excellent set missile, right, almost to perfection for Armstrong and on Nathaniel George.
Gary Elphick still giving out the instructions. And I think he's saying to them, everyone get in that 6-yard box this time. This is again another pre-planned move that Elphick's giving the instructions out.
He's telling Pearce, and Pearce is telling the players. So this is something they've worked on. He will erupt if this works.
Two separate blocks in the 6-yard box, and then right on the edge of the box. Batty raised his arm. In it comes now. It's a loopy, curly one. Headed clear well by Hobson in the centre of the penalty area. Can Batty get there before the Oldham man does? He can, but he scuffs his clearance into the box. Yoga Nathan scuffs it and gets it to Chegbalam. Now the switch is on, Harrison. The break is on, but Harrison Mills in a really good starting position outside of his box.
Brilliant.
And he gets there and just cushions the pass to Alex Hunt on the right-hand side. Hunt, crossfield ball. City still got men forward. Headed clear by Oldham into the centre of the park. It's going to be picked up by Chegbalam. He gives it though straight to Armstrong. He wanted a high boot. The referee gives nothing. Back it goes to Alex Hunt. Batty Crooks on this left-hand side. He's got Nathaniel George outside of him, and he uses him. Nathaniel George now is going to run at Raglan. Infield he comes,
brilliant.
gets past his man, clipped. That should be a yellow card. Free kick to York on the edge of the box. There is the yellow card. It's Will Sutton that goes into the book.
Nathaniel George has been brilliant today, David. He's caused no ends of pain to this Oldham defence, and they end up having to bring him down there. He's done brilliantly. He's beaten 2 men. He's sent them both for scraps. Super play from Nathaniel George.
Great business over the Easter weekend for the fish and chip shops of North Yorkshire, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Harrogate Town now leading Fleetwood Town by 2-1.
Do you know, does Hunt fancy a pop
Ellis
here?
Taylor.
Look at that near stick.
Well, Hunt's over it. It's on the left-hand side of the penalty area.
It would be wild.
The wall is nowhere near in line.
There's a massive gap.
The wall is if the ball is going wide of goal. That's unbelievable. They've got a 2-man wall there. Nathaniel George has come across. Hunt gives it to Nathaniel George. Then Hunt tries to whip it in, but he gets completely under it. High and wide it goes. That's a missed opportunity. He could have had a shot directly at goal there, Alex Hunt, without opening up the angle.
Didn't need the angle. The defenders were way... I don't know what was going on with that wall, but it was the wrong side of the post. And the near stick was absolutely gaping.
Alex Hunt was the only one over it.
Yeah.
I've never seen a wall so badly out-positioned as that was.
Terrible. It was like an under... No disrespect. It's like an under 8 in the first free kick.
Long ball downfield from Oldham all the way through to Harrison Mail. City continue to lead by a 0 on the hour mark. Mail just waiting to be closed down by Fondup to waste a few seconds, and Mail bowls it out to Batty. Batty forward to Luamba. Luamba tries to win York a throw in. Pett gets there, sends it down the line. Fagan Walcott is going to allow this ball to go. He's hoping it's going to go dead for a goal kick, and he does really well, this Fagan Walcott, and he does go dead for a goal kick. He gets a round of applause.
Yeah, well played, Malachi Fagan Walcott. And City have been lively. I'd say this last 10 minutes or so, they've looked as though they've ridden the storm again from Oldham. But Oldham are a dangerous team. They must keep alert at all times.
Still don't feel as though they're at their usual standards that they have been in recent weeks here today, York City.
There's just something not quite working as well. I mean, it's been a heavy workload, but they're still working so hard, David, this
Oldham
team.
have a throw in far side. Still no sign of a substitution from City. This is where we normally see him, about the hour mark.
I could see a Josh Stones coming on just to ruffle feathers a bit, and he obviously he's a super player as well, but he's got that presence, that strength.
Pett from throwing, and now he's getting to get stripped, is Josh Stones. Another throw into Oldham in front of their fans.
Looks like 3.
In the West Stand overflow. Richardson, Stones and Sinclair all getting ready to come on for York City.
Interesting.
They don't have a long throw in their ranks here, Oldham, because they've gone short again. Kitchen plays it forward to a Chegblom, edge of the penalty area. He holds it up, has to go back to Pett. Pett round the corner, and Chegblom picks it up. Now a little reverse ball into the box. Good tackle comes in from Nathaniel George. That's Luamba, isn't it, over there? And it's an Oldham corner. Their first corner this second half, third over the map, third overall.
Yeah, so you need to concentrate here. Oldham's fans screaming at their players, imploring them to put a good corner in. City have to defend it.
City subs virtually ready to come on. In comes the corner now. Doesn't beat Joe Felix at the near post, the smallest man on the pitch.
Yep.
And he heads well clear, and then he goes chasing after it as well. And they forced Oldham all the way back to their goalkeeper. Well played, Joe Felix.
Yeah, he doesn't give up, does he?
Hudson out of his area, has to control and then volley clear under pressure from Armstrong. Howe wins the header for York City. Nathaniel George turns his man. Then it falls to Luamba. Luamba bursts forward. Is he taken out of the ball? I didn't think he was. He's looking for the free kick, Junior Luamba.
Yeah.
And the referee agrees with me.
He almost took the ball off Nathaniel George there. I wonder if it'd been better just leaving it.
But Chegblom turns on that left-hand side. Gets past Joe Felix, does he? Felix is keeping track with him. Fagan Walcott's gone out there as well to slow him down. Brilliant tackle from Malachi. Gives it to Batty. Felix, and City can come forward once again with Hunt in his own penalty area. Slowing it down once more, York City. Batty, Hunt. Gentleman behind us is starting to get a little bit frustrated though, because it is a little bit all one pace from York, and he'd like to see him getting it forward a little bit faster. Fagan Walcott to the right-hand side. To that man Joe Felix, over the top. Luamba, poor from him, he'd run offside, so he can't run towards it. It goes all the way through to Hudson, who volleys clear down the centre of the field looking for Fondup, but Fondup's beaten to it by Howe. His header though is going to be picked up by Pritchard on this right hand side. Pritchard up towards the edge of the box, feeds it to Fondup. His poor first touch from him as he tries to turn. He lets the ball go under his boot, and that'll go behind. That'll be a York City goal kick, and now the triple change will come. Stones, Sinclair and Richardson.
Yeah, I think this makes sense around this time of the game. Brings the fresh legs on. There's pace, strength and technical ability in all three of them. Probably the right thing if Adam Hinch were to do. Be interested to see who comes off. I think I have an idea. But City, hopefully they can weather this Oldham storm. Oldham certainly are pouring forward at every opportunity.
Well,
Loamba's coming off and he's getting the fans wound up. Love that.
So you've got the numbers wrong on there, my friend, on the board.
No way.
There's not a number 18.
The number's wrong.
You got the number wrong. He's got that wrong. Right, who is it? It's Loamba, Nathaniel George and Batty.
I actually think Nathaniel George has been our probably
So he got them right, but in the wrong order,
Yeah.
with the fourth official. There's a big cheer for Josh Stones, booed on by the Oldham fans, but drowned out by the York City cheers. And Ollie Pearce, as he had a word with him, had a bit of a laugh there with him as well.
Yeah, the three lads that have come off, put the shift in. I'm really impressed with Nathaniel George today, David. But now over to Tyree Sinclair, Josh Stones and Richardson, Lewis Richardson.
7 Tyree Sinclair replacing 11 Ashley Nathaniel.
Felix to Richardson, he can't keep it in play, throwing to Oldham on halfway, taken immediately to Pett.
Oh, well done.
played.
Well done. Look at
Fagan
Sinclair.
Walcott. Armstrong, City on the break. Can he fit it to his left hand side? He can. Tyree Sinclair round the back. Oldham getting men back. Tyree Sinclair into the penalty area on this left hand side, takes him to the byline, pulls it into the middle, falls to Crooks, thinks about having the shot, pulls it back to Armstrong. Armstrong now to Hunt. Oldham, everyone back now. Across it goes to Felix. Felix down the right hand side, gets past Chegbulham, tries to get the cross in, blocked into touch for a York City throw in. Suddenly the ante's gone up from York City.
Great play from City. Hunt the right ball to Tyree Sinclair and he took his man on Sinclair. Look, it's threatening. Excellent play.
Fagan Walcott to Felix. Felix can get a cross in it comes now, headed clear by Hobson. It's going to be another York City throw in, 10 yards from the corner flag, far side of the field.
Well, the message might be to get that ball in the box now, because although they've got big centre halves, big Josh Jones is up there as well now.
City 1, Oldham 0 it remains. Felix, the goal scorer, takes the throw in to Pearce. He's allowed to turn
that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Gets a cross in. Stones can't get there, cleared by Raglan. Fagan Walcott wins the header. Hunt, little drag back before giving it to Fagan Walcott. Falls kindly though to Armstrong. Armstrong bursts forward. Felix, infield it goes to Pearce. Pearce back across to Armstrong. Good link-up play between them all, and then Pearce can't get there for the return ball, but Felix does. And the referee says there's a free kick in there somewhere and gives the decision to the away team. They're going to stand steal a few yards, but he's making them go back, and the goalkeeper, Hudson, will come out of his area and get ready to clear. York 1, Oldham 0, 26 minutes gone in the second half.
Feels like this game's bubbling. It does feel like this game is bubbling, David, and
21 minutes gone in the second half.
The next goal is going to be so important if there is to be one.
Hudson downfield onto the head of Howe. He clears. Sent back forward by Oldham. Chegbulham looking for Fondop. Edge of the penalty area. Fondop under pressure from Callaghan. Brilliant defending from the York City captain and centre back on the slide. He puts it into touch on the far side for an Oldham throw-in.
Yeah, brilliant defending that from Callum Howe. So strong, reads the game so well. We'll need more of that because Oldham are going to throw everything at us.
Hugo Nathan goes back to his centre-back and he feeds it once more to Hudson, who's going to be attempted to be closed down by Josh Stones. He slides in but can't get there in time, and that's going to go straight onto the head of Adam Crooks. Sinclair tries to control. Pearce nods it forward. Stones has got back on side, can't get there though before the defender, and that'll be a York City throw-in on halfway.
It's actually a very exciting game now. It's maybe a little bit scrappy in the first half, but this second half has been pretty much end to end without any real goal mouth action. It's been pretty much end to end.
Crooks down the line it goes, flicked back towards his goal by Sutton. Raglan goes back to his goalkeeper and he clears up to halfway. Howe beats Fond up in the air. Stones is coming back from an offside position, so he has to leave it. Raglan once more goes back to Hudson and he clears again down the centre of the field. Fond up once again beaten to that by Callum Howe.
Oh, well done.
Sutton then beaten to it by Tyree Sinclair. Raglan clears onto the head of Crooks. Sutton. Crooks. Raglan. Pritchard beaten to it by Hunt. Stones. That's nice from Stones. Link up play with Pearce. And then Pearce is fouled. And that's a free kick to York City.
Yeah, only Pearce, I think he's okay. He knows when to stay down, take the sting out of the game a little bit. Just feel City, if they can just get that chance, just get that ball into Pearce and Stones up front. I'm sure Oldham have got a rick in them at the back. They settle everyone's nerves. They could get a second goal, York City.
He's up his Pearce. Yeah, it's not often he goes 2 games without a goal, Ollie Pearce. That was what will happen if he doesn't get on the score sheet today. Did get his assist at the weekend on Good Friday at Gateshead as Pritchard comes forward for Oldham. Felix just can't get there on the stretch. With Chegbolam left hand side, he's going to run at Felix. Oldham got men in front forward. Felix blocks the cross, goes behind for an Oldham corner.
Yeah, nervy moments every time an Oldham attack. And the atmosphere their fans are creating behind that goal will give Oldham a little bit of belief as well.
Corner then, everyone in that 6-yard box, and it comes now high. Loopy flicks off an Oldham head into the back of the net. It goes. They've got the equalising goal, and it's the defender Charlie Raglan who got up at the near post and has directed it across goal into the bottom corner. It's not good marking from York City. It's York City 1, Oldham Athletic 1.
Yeah, that was just not good marking, David. You're right, and you just felt something was happening in this match. It was bubbling. It just needs one of the teams to score. Unfortunately for City, it's Oldham. So we've got to pull our socks up and go again.
City will be disappointed by that.
Yeah, they will.
Have to go again now.
From a set piece as well. Very
Josh
disappointing.
Stones, his man as well.
Yeah.
I think that's the second goal that City have conceded. That Stones hasn't been properly marking his man since he arrived here in January from a set piece. But yeah, he out-jumped Josh Stones. Didn't really put in a decent challenge on Raglan.
Yeah,
and it's 1-1.
Disappointing for York City.
Felix to Fagan Walcott. Back it goes to Mail. Richardson can't get there, and it's Oldham who have the upper hand as they come forward. To Pritchard looking for a Chegbolam. Pearce has sent it back towards his own goal, and that's going to go behind for another corner kick to Oldham Athletic.
Looks like this isn't a double whammy here. Need to mark better at this corner, boys. You've got to hand it. Oldham fans are they're really getting behind their team, making a noise. Adam's looking at our end. He wants noise from us.
Corner kick far side of the ground again, and it comes now. It's another loopy one. And Fondop wins this header, and he can't direct it down inside the 6-yard box. That's a massive chance for Mike Fondop, and it goes over the bar for a York City goal kick.
Yeah,
done better again.
Yeah, Adam's seen their fans and the noise they're making. He wants our fans to raise it again, get over the disappointment of conceding, and go again. That's
a really
bad
late challenge on Crooks from Yoga Nathan. Yellow card out immediately from the referee. It's a yellow, it's no more, but it wasn't good.
No. It's a yellow card, I think. I'm not sure. Ollie Pearce is asking for a red. I'm not sure, unless he's both feet off the ground. It was late.
Yeah, it's not a good challenge from Yoga Nathan, but he's now checking on Crooks, but I don't think it's more than a yellow card. He's walking away from the referee, coming across to take on some instructions.
Today's LNER Community Stadium match attendance figure is 7,918.
7,918. Well, there's some pushing and shoving here between Tyree Sinclair and Mike Fondop on this near side.
What's all that about? Yeah, that's crazy.
And Gary Brabbins put Fondop, he's putting his hands around him and pulling him away here to say, calm down, Mike.
Yeah, and Sinclair's talking to all the Oldham players, but Fondop was grabbing him. That was a strange altercation.
Crooks again is still down here.
Oh, it was a late, bad challenge. I'm not convinced it was a red.
I imagine City's anger is because it is Adam Crooks, so they know how injury prone he is.
Well, yeah, they won't want to see him injured.
Crooks refuses to shake hands with him as Yoga Nathan tries to shake hands with him. We're still awaiting. Mickey on now. It's all happening in the dugouts. Mellon's involved with Gary Elphick. Hinshelwood comes to pull Elphick away. Mickey Mellon not happy. Now he's talking to the fourth official. Fourth official's telling Mickey Mellon to go away.
They were happy when Alex kicked the ball out for their player to get treated. What's going on here?
I'm not sure who that is actually, the big guy in the York City dugout. Who's that, the young lad who's up?
No idea. No idea.
I've never seen him before. Now the referee's coming across to the dugout. Who's he getting the yellow card out here for? Oh, Jürgen Nathan, he showed him that yellow card twice. He showed that a second ago, didn't he?
Is that not red then?
I think he forgot that he showed him it. He showed him it before when he pulled him in, didn't he?
Yeah. Just to make sure.
Yeah.
Just to make sure everyone's aware. A little bit of excitement.
So York City have a free kick at the back. That's added a couple of minutes on to this game at the end. 1-1 it remains. Crooks is okay, and Crooks hasn't had to go off for whatever reason. Howe gets ready to take the free kick. Down the centre of the field it goes. Sinclair does well to control it on his chest. Can't keep hold of it. Pritchard tries to step away from Armstrong. Pritchard under pressure. Good block again from Sinclair there. That'll be a throw in to Oldham. Sinclair thinks it came off Pett last, but the referee disagrees. And Sutton has to go down the near side to go and collect the ball, and now he's taking his time. The Oldham Athletic fullback. Sutton not really had a save to make the whole game, has he, Hudson, apart from the goal?
No, and Howe's the corner he didn't have to do anything there either, did he, Howe?
No. Armstrong gets there first, gives it to Richardson just outside the box. Richardson tries to beat it back to Armstrong. Kitchen read it well. Howe heads it forward to Armstrong's control on his chest. Appeals for handball, nothing given. He gives it to Felix on the right hand side. Felix takes on Kitchen down the outside. Can he get a cross in here, Joe Felix, by the corner flag? Tackle comes in. That'll be a York City throw in tight against the corner flag, far side of the field. It remains 1-1 with quarter of an hour to go. Barnet still leading Sutton United by 2-1. Remember, Sutton down to 10 men though in that game. City go all the way back to halfway from the throw in. Will Davis is now on for Sutton United, having started the game on the bench. Armstrong to Richardson. Richardson tries to give it back to Armstrong, but gets the ball caught under his feet. He wins it back though for York City. There's Lewis Richardson. Richardson wins a throw in on that far side of the field.
Yeah, done well there, Lewis Richardson. And City trying to mount a bit of pressure here and put Oldham on the back foot. Felix
back again to Nathaniel George. Nathaniel George to Howe. Howe to Nathaniel George.
Fagan Walcott.
Sorry, to Fagan Walcott, sorry. Yes.
Nathaniel George is currently getting a shower.
Yeah. Thinking back to the goal that City conceded here, if they had someone on the post again, that doesn't go in, does it?
No. Yeah, you're right. It's some managers you have them and some don't. But yeah, they got caught out, City, with the corner.
Howe to Mail under pressure. He gives it to Crooks. Crooks sends it long down the left hand side, looking for Stones. Raglan gets there first though. The man who got the equalising goal, and he hooks it clear. Fondop heads in field, finds its way to Pett. Pett goes back to Hobson.
Just an observation, but Oldham are winning a large percentage of the second balls. You know, the scrappy ones. It seems to be an Oldham player that's getting it before a City player. And I don't know if that's because City are sitting back too much. Can City get on the front foot and win those second balls?
Yeah, we haven't played well today. City haven't played well for me. Stones booed again from the Oldham supporters. Gets a round of applause from the York City supporters. Crooks. Sinclair looking for Pearce.
Too tight.
It was. Now Jürgen Nathan. Fondop. He lays it off to Pritchard. They're going to switch it across the left hand side. That's a nice ball for Uchekbalam. Good tackle by Joe Felix. Lewis Richardson does really well. Now he can come forward. On the march, Richardson. Pritchard takes him out. That's a yellow card. Took one for the team there.
Yeah, he did. I suppose he had to, because Richardson was from full stride. He was getting away from Pritchard, I think, wasn't it? Yeah.
He's a third man for the away team to go into the book. Hunts over it. Just inside the Oldham half, just right of centre. City have sent everyone forward. All line up on the edge of the box. Hunt. Crossfield ball. Into the penalty area. Looking for Howe. Howe wins the header. Oldham man struggling to clear. Keeps it in play, but gives it straight back to York player, to Tyree Sinclair. And it comes from Sinclair into the middle. Headed clear by Hobson under pressure from Stones. Then Hunt misses the ball as it bounces up. And ball, surely, from Uchekbalam. It is. That's on the blind side. I think he's guessed a little bit there. The linesman should have seen it, and he'd kept his flag down.
The linesman didn't see it. It was Alex Hunt basically made the referee's mind up for him.
So City having a free kick in an attacking position. Good chance to put a decent cross into the box. You see now, Hunt now is going to take all these, and I think they've just got that little bit more about them than Batty.
Yeah, well, let's see. Be great if he could put one on the Callum House head here and hit that back of the net.
Everyone lines up in a line with that penalty spot. Hunt raises his left arm.
Every Oldham player, bar one, is in their 18-yard box.
And the other one's just a one-man wall. He's not having a shot from there.
No.
Chegblam's a bit of a wasted man there, you would have thought. Hunt. And it comes now, lofted to the back post.
Callum Howe.
Looking for Callum Howe. One in the air, though, by Sutton. Oh, and then one back by
well
Tyree
done,
Sinclair. Does really well under pressure from Yoga Nathan. Going to try and win a corner, I think. He's going to run at Yoga Nathan, is he? Comes in field, showed too much the ball to the man on loan from Barnsley, but he skews it into touch for a York City throw-in.
Yeah, Sinclair did ever so well there.
Does, but again, he walks away, head down, checking his head.
Yeah, because it's as if he's made a mistake. He didn't. Yeah, what you tried didn't quite work. But just get on with it.
Crooks to Armstrong. Armstrong to Felix. Come on, City. Felix. Fagan Walcott. Richardson. Oh, skips past the man really well. Richardson then comes in field up towards the edge of the box. Richardson, and it comes now on the stretch, cut out by an Oldham defender. York City throw-in. Good play again by Lewis Richardson. He's definitely added something on that right-hand side.
Yeah, brilliant football from Richardson. He really has sold the dummy to the Oldham defender who bought it lock, stock and barrel.
10 minutes to go, 1-1 here on BBC Radio York. City go back to Armstrong. Got to get in the box. Got lots of players in the box. Fagan Walcott, Armstrong. City have gone back into their own half here, which will suit Oldham. Crooks. That's a bit hit and hope down this near side for Sinclair.
Don't lose it.
Sinclair
Don't lose it.
Under pressure from Pritchard, and he has lost it. And now the break is on for Oldham. This is really silly. Again, of all of their own doing, brilliant from Adam Crooks to come across and to try and shepherd that into touch. It's a throw-in in a really good attacking position for Oldham. But that was all of City's own doing from taking a throw-in at the opposite end of the field.
Yeah, just a bit scrappy, a bit messy. You've got to believe in themselves a little bit more. There's no real reason why they shouldn't have that belief, but at times it looks like they're just second guessing themselves.
Sutton comes across to take the throw in. Sutton on this near side. They're going to make another change here at Oldham in a second. Sutton takes it to Pritchard. He's put that behind for the referee says it came off the York City man for a corner kick.
Well, that'll spell trouble. Oldham will sense a little bit of blood here, I'd imagine. So City have to defend this properly, have to set up, follow your man.
Altrincham 3 up at Halifax. That's a big scoreline for both of those teams as Altrincham try and close that 6-point gap to the playoffs. Corner kick then. Remember the goal came from a corner. The far side that one was. This is from the near side. 3-1 Barnet I'm hearing. Pett, and it comes now to the near post. Flicks off a York City man to the edge of the box. Richardson knocks it further away, but it's picked up by the white shirts and they're forced all the way back to their goalkeeper Hudson, who's 15 yards outside of his penalty area. Matthew Hudson gets ready to clear long down the centre of the field. Richardson's back there for York City. Who's that come off last? It's nodded into the York City penalty area and Felix slams that clear into touch. Is it going to go into touch? No, Richardson does really well to bring that down, and then he wins a free kick. Brilliant from Lewis Richardson in front of the Oldham fans over there. He has to be starting for York City.
He brought that ball down out of the sky like with a golden glove. Absolutely beautiful touch. And it looks like Oldham are bringing on Rossiter, former Liverpool youth.
Another central midfielder who's on loan from Shrewsbury Town. And the man who's gone off has gone off on the far side of the field. It's Yoga Nathan.
First substitution for Oldham Athletic. Number 15, Jordan Rossiter, replacing 28, Vimal Yoga Nathan.
He walks around to get the full applause from all those Oldham supporters behind the goal. Mail under pressure clears into touch. That wasn't great from Fagan Walcott, as he put his own side under a bit more pressure, and the Oldham fans are sensing a winning goal here.
You just heard Barnet.
They got the third, yeah. Ball's gone into the empty block of seating with the netting over it. Fourth official now sends one on, but the stewards managed to get it. You can send that back over here, Tyrese. Mickey Mellon controls it on his chest, straight back to the fourth official and does well, and then turns around to the crowd and he gets a round of applause and bows to the crowd. That was good from the Oldham Athletic manager. City put that ball into touch on halfway. It's another Oldham throw, so still 1-1, 7 minutes to go. Still, Hudson hasn't really had a save to make apart from the shot that Joe Felix blasted in from 22 yards. Far side of the field. Harrison Mail hasn't really had it.
No.
He had a couple in the first half that from distance you'd expect him to make, but he hasn't exactly been overworked either. Sutton on this near side as Yoganathan gets back to the technical area. Crooks is able to clear for York.
That's
Pushed
late.
into him. It's there from Pritchard. Referee gives nothing.
Who's on
Falls
yellow?
to Armstrong. Now Sinclair. Again Pritchard with a hard tackle on Sinclair.
That's a little bit naughty. I think Pritchard's on he's a lucky lad there.
I don't think there's much in that, to be honest.
No, I mean the two of them. He went through Crooks as well.
I just think it's a strong but fair challenge.
Maybe.
Crooks. City getting ready to make another change in a second.
Now then.
Flicks it onto Stones. Not really seen Josh Stones since he came on. Armstrong now across the far side to Felix. He's got Richardson outside of him and he gives it to Richardson. Back to Felix who's gone for the return. Pulls into the middle. Can't beat Raglan. Headed clear to the edge of the box. Richardson can't get there as the ball bounces over him. Then he wins it back for York City. Across the far side, it's going to go into touch for a York City throw-in.
He's done really well, Lewis Richardson, since he came on. He's been a real threat down that right-hand side.
Might
Intelligent
be time for
player.
a bit of Bank Holiday Monday late night shopping. Hunt. Armstrong. Back under pressure, Fagan Walcott. Headed clear by Oldham. City win it back though in the midfield. Hunt tries to lift it over the top for Richardson. He can't reach his man. Back to Crooks it goes. Crooks to this near side to Sinclair. Sinclair encouraged forward by the crowd to run at them. He puts a cross in instead into the middle looking for Stones. Defended well. Back to Hunt it goes. Hunt, now he's got room as Crooks on the left hand side. In it comes left footed. Not a great ball in. Sinclair nearly nicked it off his man and Oldham are going to clear their lines.
Yeah, the Oldham defence missed it, didn't they?
They did miss it. Fond up, good link-up play from him. He gets in the way of his Oldham teammate again, but then he's clipped. They tried to play advantage, the referee. And it's a free kick, just short of halfway to the away team, and it stays 1-1 as we enter the last 5 minutes of this game. So John Lewis is stripped, but sat down on the bench. If he's trying to tell his manager, get me on, gaffer.
He fancies it, maybe. Maybe fancies it. Just takes one. The one chance in that box. But a lot of the play, David, you're right. Now the keepers had much to do. A lot of the players been in between the 18-yard boxes and frantic stuff at times, but nothing. No
real quality.
No, yeah, in that really where you need it.
John Lewis is now ready to come on. Flicked on by Fondup. Howe tries to clear for York, but he's got that wrong. Straight up in the air. Hasn't cleared his penalty area. He has to win it a second time with his head. He does. Across the far side, and Richardson straight to the back of his man. And it's a free kick in a dangerous position for Oldham Athletic here. City need to wake up a little bit at the back.
Yeah, City did not want to give that free kick away. Dangerous position, 10 yards south of the corner flag.
John Lewis is about to come on, but I think City are going to wait until they've defended this free kick, or hopefully defended this free kick.
Yeah, City need to be alert here. They know what Oldham can do from set pieces. It's cost them once, don't let it happen again.
One-man wall, Alex Hunt over there as Oldham get ready to swing the ball in. There's the referee's whistle. In it comes now, high, loopy.
It's a push in the back.
For York City man, that goes behind for a corner kick.
I'm absolutely certain Fondop pushed Adam Crooks in the back there as the ball's in mid-air. Ali Pearce is telling the referee, and they didn't see it.
Still John Lewis waits. Gets some instructions from Cam Morrison. As Pett slowly comes across this near side.
They won't want to make a change at a corner against.
Referee wanting a word here with some couple of players, a bit of pushing and shoving. Hunt's involved for York City. Can't see from here who the Oldham man is. If Oldham score, we're on the pitch, sing the Oldham fans.
And all the yellow-coated security officers dreading that thought.
They've not moved, any of them. Gone short. Pett. Doug Chegbulum, edge of the area. City, again, falling asleep a little bit here. Chegbulum gets past Richardson, dinks it into the box. Can't get it past Callum Howe. And it's going to be a throw into Oldham on this near side. That was something they'd worked on. Still not ready to bring on John Lewis. York City. Now they will. Who's going to make way?
Marvin.
It's Marvin Armstrong that's making way.
Shield of the Bridge Hotel and Spa, where the new first substitution for the Minster men, number 13, Lenell John Lewis, replacing 15, Marvin Armstrong.
Throwing into the box. Fondup can't control it. Scuffed clear by Pearce. Pritchard to Sutton. Pritchard gets the return ball around the back. Gets a good cross into the box. There's no one there for Oldham though. And it's gone all the way across the far side where Kitchen tries to recycle it. By the corner flag. He's held up by Felix and Richardson. Managed to play it back to a teammate, but City then win it back. Richardson tries to send it forward, looking for Stones. Stones, defender's done really well, Raglan, to get there in front of Josh Stones.
Yeah.
And the goalkeeper's able to clear.
Yeah, Raglan did really well there because Stones looked favourite for the ball.
That's a free kick to York though now, for some pushing on Richardson. The referee saying, I gave the free kick against Richardson down the far end. I'm going to give him this one, as Oldham were complaining about the decision.
Yeah, and the referee's got it right on both occasions.
Final 30 seconds plus injury time to come.
Yeah.
Still 1-1.
And this is where John Lewis will want to come alive. He will want to open up the shot. Can we create a one gilt-edged chance? Can we make an opportunity?
Then it comes now into the penalty area. Deep on, too deep, over here. And it goes behind for a goal kick. That's disappointing from Alex Hunt.
Yeah, I'm not sure Alex Hunt's got that too far wrong. All three of the City attackers went under the ball. Nobody thought, if it goes past us all, who's going to get the one at the back stick?
Especially if it was drilled low.
Yeah, they've all gone under it.
4 minutes goes up on the board.
Fourth official has indicated a minimum of 4 minutes additional time. 4 minutes.
Hudson taking his time. Oldham seemingly happy to take the point. A few York City fans start to head for the exit. No fire alarm here though. Flicked on by Fondup, back to Felix, and Mail clears. Peels for a foul, and Stones does nudge his man over, and that'll be a free kick to Oldham. On halfway, it's Kitchen that's down. He's going to eat a few seconds up here if he can.
Today's match sponsor, Ben
Here's the man of the match.
has nominated Dutch Barn Orchard Vodka, York City man of the match, number 8, Alex Hunt.
A muted response to a man of the match announcement. Very unusual. Hard to pick a man of the match really today, I think.
Yeah, they've all battled and worked their socks off, but yeah.
Hudson with a free kick. Hunt's first man of the match since the defeat here against Altrincham. City trying to clear. Pett sends it forward. Pritchard flicks it on. Crooks does well to nod it back to his goalkeeper, Mail. Mail bowls it out to Fagan Walcott. 2.5 minutes of the 4 to go. Felix. Hunt. Back to Felix. Felix can't get it past Ogchegbulum down that right hand side, but then he wins it back as a tackle comes in on Felix. Referee gives nothing. It falls kindly to Fondup at the edge of the area. Fondup's allowed to turn into the box. He goes, and then a fresh air shot from Fondup as he looks for a penalty. City are able to clear. Hunt. That was quite funny from Fondup.
Yeah.
Pritchard. Into midfield it goes. Now across the left hand side to Kitchen. Kitchen to Ogchegbulum on the left hand side. He's going to put a cross into the box. In fact, he's kept hold of it here. Runs at Joe Felix. Gets past Joe Felix just about. Still held up just on the edge of the area. Kitchen. Now the cross comes into the middle. Howe heads clear for York City. Stones flicks it further forward. John Lewis can't get there. Under pressure. City are able to clear. Headed forward by Raglan. Then there's a clash in the middle. So the referee's going to pull the ball back, pull the play back. So this is a head injury. He's fine as well, his Pett.
Yeah, he's
telling you to go on, the physio, and he's refusing to go on.
The player's up now. He's okay, look.
The physio's refused to go on. The Oldham bench don't want him coming on.
Yeah. Well, he'd have to go off, wouldn't he?
The referee's insistent that the physio goes on.
He's gone down with a head injury. The referee has stopped the game.
The bench is stopping him from going on, the physio. He's saying, I pulled the playback, you said it was a head injury.
Yeah.
Now you should go off. That's poor from the referee. He should have stuck to his guns there.
Absolutely.
Managed to just get the player held up by pretending to have a head injury.
Yeah, City were in the ascendancy and he stopped the game there. He's gone down feigning a head injury. Clearly, that's not what the rules are there for. For cheaters.
Hunt forward to Sinclair to bring down his chest on this left-hand side. Sinclair comes in field, goes back to halfway. Needs somebody outside of him. Now he turns again. Back it comes out to Richardson, who's on the left. Can he run at Pritchard? Richardson, he comes in field. Richardson still got it. Tries a reverse ball to Sinclair. Sinclair in the penalty area. On this left, Black to Richard. Can he get the ball out of his feet? He can. Takes on the shot, and it's over the bar. That could be the last chance.
Yeah.
It goes behind. And Stone's just furious, really, with Sinclair, saying, why did the cross not come in?
He could have chipped it. There's a second there where he could have just dinked it into the box and given Stones the chance of a challenge of the defender. And Lewis Richardson just got onto the ball there, blasted it over the bar. I think that's it, David.
Yeah, that's the 4 minutes up. I don't think John Lewis had a touch since coming on, has he? Harrogate have beaten Fleetwood Town by 3-1. That's their safety sorted for another season in League 2. As Hudson gets ready to clear, this is going to finish 1-1.
Yeah, the referee's whistle's in his mouth, I think. He's ready to blow.
Goalkeeper clears. And the referee does blow the final whistle. 1-1 it finishes. York City taking the lead in the first half through Joe Felix. Soft goal from a corner to give away in the second half. Raglan equalising with 20 minutes to go. Honours even, and you'd probably say Ian Dunn. That's probably a fair scoreline because neither team really shone here today.
Yeah, I think it probably was, both teams worked frantically in between the boxes, but really that final third just wasn't there quality-wise for either team, really. I think it is a deserved result. They've worked their socks off City. They've got 4 points over Easter. That's not a bad return at a tough end of the season, tough stage of the season.
Yeah, a game lacking in real quality, bar Joe Felix's goal. Finishes all even. Both goalkeepers not had really much to do here today on the bank holiday Monday afternoon. In front of a huge crowd, the majority will go home disappointed. It's finished York City 1, Oldham Athletic 1.
Weekday afternoons from 2.
With Toby Foster.
You've never sent me a thoughtful text ever.
Of course I've sent you.
Ever? Alright, fine. Let's have a look. Have you got my bank card?
You stole my bank card.
I did not steal your bank card. You lost it and blamed it on me. I'm on my third now.
Third what?
I assume beers.
I can't remember sending that.
And the last one.
Yeah.
Are you going for food or shall we get a delivery? They're the text messages I get from you. My other friends are like, how's your day? How are you feeling?
Yeah, well,
how's your weekend been?
Are you saying I'm not a lovely friend?
Oh, sorry. Do I need to say it in a different way? You're rubbish.
Weekday afternoons from 2.
Toby Foster.
BBC Radio York.
BBC Radio York Sport.
BBC Radio York Sport, Pete Spencer here in the studio. So it's finished there at the LNER Community Stadium. York City 1, Oldham 1. Joe Felix scoring a 20-yard goal in the first half after 31 minutes before Charlie Raglan equalised for Oldham from a set piece. We're waiting to get a full-time report from the exercise stadium. It's finished Harrogate Town 3, Fleetwood Town 1. So the good news for Simon Weaver's side is that they will be playing League 2 football next season. So their safety is assured after their result there at Wetherby Road. We're just waiting to hear whether or not they're finished there at in our game on DAB digital radio. So we'll get a full-time report. In fact, I think they are now finished at the exercise stadium. Let's get a full-time report from Tim Steer for that game between Harrogate Town and Fleetwood.
Yes, full-time score, Harrogate Town 3, Fleetwood Town 1. So it is official now, Harrogate Town are safe. They will be playing in League 2 next season for a 6th season in a row. It was a game where all the goals came in the second half. It was the visitors that took the lead on 51 minutes. It was a poor goal for Harrogate Town to concede from a corner. It was a low ball pulled into the area. Kobe Moore hit it first time, past Belshaw into his bottom right-hand corner to give Fleetwood the lead on 51 minutes. But it needed that goal, it seems, to bring a bit of fear factor into the game for Harrogate Town, because from that moment on they were a totally different team. They got themselves the equaliser on 56 minutes as Jasper Moon turned home a low shot after Ellis Taylor's free kick was saved by the keeper down to his right, and Jasper Moon got his third goal for the club to make it 1-1. Then the second goal coming from that man of the moment, Ellis Taylor, played in down the left side of the area by Josh March, and from a narrow angle finished it past the keeper on 61 minutes to make it 2-1. And as Carlisle went behind at Accrington Stanley, the news filtered through to the home fans, who knew that if they could hang on for this win, that would be job done. And they got the third and final goal on a counter-attack in the 6th minute of added on time. Taylor was played through. He ran down the left-hand side. He had Tom Curzons running in. Taylor with the low ball. Curzons side-footing it home from 6 yards out to put it beyond any doubt that Harrogate Town will be still in the Football League next season. Full-time score, Harrogate Town 3, Fleetwood Town 1.
Thank you to Tim Steer there. Great that Harrogate Town have secured their place in League 2 for another season. It's coming up to 5 o'clock here, so let's get a check on the roads. Weather queues on the A1 into the roadworks at Wentbridge, currently taking half an hour to get through there at the moment. Looking a bit further afield, there's a breakdown on the M62 going west from junction 28. That's the Tingley turn off to junction 27 for Gilderston. There's one lane closed and queues there at the moment. Few roadworks to be aware of in Haxby. Traffic taking turns on Rymore Road for electricity work near Cornwood Way. In York, there are also temporary lights on Wigington Road between Clifton, Moorgate and Crichton Avenue because of water main works. That's in place until Friday. So that's your travel news for North Yorkshire. Don't forget, if you see a problem out and about on the roads and it's safe and legal to do so, you can let us know about it by calling 0800 111 48 49. So full time in all 3 of our featured games here on BBC Radio York. And on Bank Holiday Monday, the 21st of April, this is The Verdict.
Have your say on your team. BBC Radio York Sport. The Verdict.
And unfortunately, York City's 5-game winning run is over after Oldham cancelled out City's opening goal from Joe Felix.
Corner then. Everyone in that 6-yard box, and it comes now. High, loopy. Flicks off an Oldham head into the back of the net. It goes. They've got the equalising goal. And it's the defender, Charlie Raglan, who got up at the near post and has directed it across goal into the bottom corner. It's not good marking from York City. It's York City 1, Oldham Athletic 1.
Barnet have also beaten 10-man Sutton United by 3-1, so they move 6 points clear with 2 games to go in the National League. Elsewhere, as we've just been hearing, Harrogate Town fought back from a goal down to beat Fleetwood 3-1 and confirm their place in League 2 next season.
Fox will clear it forward. Taylor can't be offside because he's in his own half. Ellis Taylor has got Tom Curzons. Taylor down the left. Taylor puts it low. Curzons! There it is! Tom Curzons scores the goal that keeps Harrogate Town in the Football League. A huge moment for Simon Weaver and his side on the counter-attack. Harrogate Town 3, Fleetwood Town 1. Town are safe.
Indeed, Harrogate Town are safe, and Scarborough Athletics signed off with a win in their final home game of the season, thanks to a goal from right-back Kieran Willedge.
Waldron goes down the line, looks for a ball in, Willedge! Scarborough Athletic lead! A simple right foot finish, side foots it into the corner, and Scarborough Athletic are finishing their home campaign on a high on the field. If it stays this way, they wrap up a victory on the final home game with all the drama off the field. The celebrations right now. Willedge makes it 1-0 to Scarborough Athletic.
Yeah, so much uncertainty off the field for Scarborough Athletic, but great that they've been able to sign off their home, or their what could be their final home game for some time there at the Sports Village with an all-important victory, rewarding the fans at about 2,500 or so that came down there to watch at the Sports Village as well. So reaction to come from all 3 of our featured games this afternoon, but crucially, we want to hear from you.
BBC Radio York Sport. The Verdict. Tweets at BBC York Sport.
So your opinions and messages are most certainly welcome. You can get in touch in the usual way. You can text us on 81333. Start your message with the word York. On WhatsApp 08000 321 333. Start your message with the word York and then it'll reach us. Or you can tweet us at BBC York Sport and we'll read and react to some of your comments. Some comments coming in at the moment. This one coming in from Alex, who says, after a strong start in the first half, we let it slip in the second half. Disappointing, to be honest, but we go to Saturday with 2 games to go for York City. I think it's more or less the playoffs now as we stand. As always, we stand by the lads. So that's what Alex has to say. You can get in touch as well. React to what you've heard. Big G gets in touch and says it's the hope that kills you in the end. Right, David Ward is there at the LNER Community Stadium, and he's just been joined by the York City manager, Adam Hinchwood. So let's go live to him right